Since the dawn of time, things have happened. People have talked about those things. First with cave paintings, then with language, writing, and art. In our time, we use the internet. From the depths of nerdom come four guys who'll talk about things too. World-famous internet celebrity Justin L. The destroyer of BotCon, Bedbugs. The guy that learned how to mow grass in the prison yard, DA. And the customizing powerhouse, Mako Aspire. And Tyler F. And every so often, a man who rejects the concept of catch and release, Justin Catfish. This is Totally Awesome.
Hello everybody, this is Bedbugs and welcome to TKO number 50.
50?
And
yeah.
Good morning, Vietnam!
I can't even count that high.
We officially have as many shows as we do United States of America. Alright,
Hey.
So, with this week, let's get our intros out of the way because we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. So, we're going to start with Chris. How you doing, sir?
It's been a hellacious fucking week of work, but this is my fucking therapy, so let's smoke 'em and toke 'em.
Yeah, I seen you were having some fun with some concrete today.
I fucking hate this job. I really do.
So, did you get any therapy in the mail?
No, I did not this week.
Okay, well, you got any pre-orders coming in soon?
I ordered the Magic Square Grapple and Inferno, and they are in acceptance in Japan or China or wherever the fuck it is.
Sweet.
TF Direct.
Alright, let's move on to DA. How's it going, sir?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
You enjoying the rain that we've been getting?
Yeah, it rained all day, and as you and most other people know that may listen, I have a lawn business, and when it rains, I don't do fucking shit. But it also creates work, so as much as I get to sit on my ass, I get to go make a little bit more money, so it's kind of a win-win.
So, speaking of money, did you spend any this week?
No, I did not spend any money. I actually made a bunch of money.
Okay.
And I didn't even have to do anything.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
So, recently I got married back in February.
Yeah.
You guys all know, on Valentine's Day. And the other day, my lovely wife got offered a job making $70K a year. So that just basically makes my overall net worth go up. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
There you go.
Very nice, very nice.
Glad I married her.
All right, and lastly,
That's fucked up.
Since we're missing a couple knuckleheads, we're going to move on to our guest this week, Mr. Jed Vargo.
Yo, what's up?
So how you doing this week, sir?
I'm doing pretty fucking fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing wonderful. So did you get any goodies this week? I
did. Amazon Prime Day was pretty good to me. So,
do tell.
I picked up a PlayArts Kai Barrett from Final Fantasy for it was about I think it was about $45 off. So it came out so it was pretty awesome. And there was like, there's only one left, so I had to quick grab it right away. So
there you go. Somebody's gonna be mad that they missed that.
Then the next day there was only 4 left.
Oddly enough.
Amazing how it restocks that quick, huh?
I also got my first slabbed comics. So I had sent a couple of comics to Yule so that he had a first number 1 Spawn and a number 1 Darkhawk. But he sent them out to get them certified and graded and stuff. But they didn't come back as 9.8s, and he only collects 9.8. So I told him, I said, send them back to me. So I got my very first graded comics, which is kind of interesting. So
nice.
Got that, yeah. And then I picked up what's that?
What was the grading?
9.6 for Spawn, 9.4 for Darkhawk. I was always afraid of sending those out because, I heard like weird stories like they purposely lose it, or they say, oh, they lost it and your comics are fucked, and then, or that you get back another like comic that wasn't yours with a lower grade and they keep the higher grade. But nah, I guess they kind of tightened up on that shit. So, and then I picked up a couple of those like, I forget what they call them, like the boom swing mic things that you clamp onto the desk.
Yeah.
I picked up 3 of those for Mike and Levy and myself for the podcast.
There you go.
Nice.
All
I'm
right.
looking into grabbing a nice computer and some mics myself.
Yeah. That was a good Prime Day special, too. They were like $8 a piece.
Sweet.
Wow.
Bowing.
All right. Well, I didn't buy anything this week myself either, so let's get on to the news.
Yay.
So, the first thing we have, of course, TFCON. If you went to Toronto, great. Tell us in the comments. We're a little bit jealous that you get to see some of the stuff up front, but we're going to see it all in Chicago. Anyway, first things first, and I know somebody on our podcast, Chris, is salivating at our first item, which is D14 Capone from DX9, their Motormaster.
Alright, look. The fucking bot mode is unbelievable.
Yes, it is.
They got the fucking face sculpt down perfect. I mean, I don't think they could do any better. I don't think anybody can do any better. The truck mode, that's what, a 78-foot trailer?
Yeah, that is a very large trailer.
The skeleton that becomes looks pretty fucking good. I've seen it side by side with X-Transbots rendering, and I think I actually prefer this. That being said, DX9 has finally shown a picture, albeit in truck mode, of just the cab facing off with the obligatory fucking shot.
The obligatory product shot.
And the wheels turn, which I could give a fuck about. I want to see bot mode pics. If you can beat what I've seen here, then you've accomplished something.
Right. I mean, it is weird to see basically the entire Menasor Gestalt unfold out of that second half of the trailer. I mean, you're basically using the other Stunticons as add-on armor because the whole robot is there.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that is what Menasor looked like in the cartoon. It looked like he was a robot with just the cars became armor.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no problem whatsoever with parts forming, and especially when it comes to gestalts. So
yeah, it'll be a little unique seeing the arm bots like Dragstrip basically coming apart in half to make the upper and lower arm, because it looks like the entire joint is on Menasor already. So obviously the cars are going to have to come apart in half.
Yeah, what they'll probably do is they'll use like a mushroom peg system that's easier to get apart.
Slide it out.
Yeah, I'm theorizing. That would be the easiest way to do it. But who knows? They may have some kind of newfangled technology that makes it snap together fucking perfectly. I don't know.
Well, I am curious though. It's like obviously the majority of the combiner is in the back half of the trailer, and then the front half of the trailer makes the majority of the body for Motormaster, I'm thinking.
No, actually,
No?
The front quarter of the trailer is the
Oh, wow.
upper body of Motormaster.
Wow, so the rest of that trailer is... Wow.
Yep.
Okay, so I can kind of see that now with the dimensions of from the chest there. I was starting to wonder if just the top half of Motormaster was actually all in the rear wheels of the truck, but now that you say that, I can see that.
Mm-hmm. And I think, honestly, Motormaster is not needed in the combined mode. They'll probably have something where you could fold them up and put them in the back.
Yeah. Almost like G1 Ultra Magnus.
Yeah.
So, obviously you are in on this. Just are you just getting the Motormaster, or are you getting the whole set?
Just the Motormaster.
Chris,
Okay.
how do you feel about the cab to foot ratio?
It's a little shorter than I'd like it to be. It's not exactly cartoon accurate, but I can overlook it for the rest of that thing.
Right. I just remember you saying it was something that you kind of nitpick about Motormaster figures.
It is, and this is an acceptable limit. It's probably right where I would start to balk, but I can live with it.
Okay.
I think it looks good. I might
Yeah.
be picking up one of these.
It is an interesting design. I do like the way the cab of the truck looks. I like the way the robot on Menace or Motormaster looks. Obviously, the combiner is going to look neat just the way it is once you get the other parts on there. I wish there was something they could have done a little differently to make that trailer shorten up so it wasn't so long. I don't know if it would have been preferred to do dualies and make it 2 trailers, because in the original animation he kind of looked like he almost had 2 trailers, the way it kind of separated in half after he crashed into Optimus, but
Yeah.
whatever. How about our guest, Jed? What do you think of this?
I guess it's okay. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not gonna get it though. I'm not a big fan of it very much actually.
You don't do DX9?
Nah. I think I'm really interested in seeing like X Transbots once that comes all together. How it looks. I like the render on that one. So.
Right. Okay. Well, obviously we're going to continue with DX9 here because they also revealed D16 Henry, which is their Wildrider, and we actually do have some color renders in addition to the grayscale renders, and this looks good. I like the articulated doors, and the color shots definitely look very much like Wildrider.
Indeed.
So Chris has already mentioned he's passing on this because he wants the Motormaster, because that's who he loves. But DA, are you interested in the other limbs, or?
Yeah, I think that I'm really my next step for anything would be to start tracking down some third-party or MP combiners. I mean,
Now-
that's the rest of my collection's pretty much rounded out for my cons, you know.
So when it comes to DX9, have they released any of their limbs yet?
Yeah, Montana, the breakdown mold.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the breakdown is out there, and X Transbots also released their breakdown, right?
Yes.
Yeah, crack up
Crack
or
up.
whatever.
And
Okay,
you're
so-
seeing a pattern with this fucking naming scheme, ain't you?
So we got our first Stunticon from each set. I'm guessing Henry's going to be the second one from DX9, and then have they announced a release date for the Wildrider from X Transbots?
That will be out in August.
Okay.
Actually,
So
that and Dead End are coming out at the same time.
Okay. So it's kind of unique that both companies are kind of releasing all the bots in the same order almost.
Mhm.
So it will be interesting to see when X Transbots releases more images of their Motormaster in the combined form, so we can get a better comparison between the two companies' products.
Mhm.
So, all right, let's move on to Legend Scale. So we got some news from Iron Factory, and this is their IF-14L Steel Lucifer, which is their Legends Nova Prime.
It's the best we're gonna get, and it looks pretty
Yeah.
good.
It looks pretty good. It looks just as good as that Combiner Wars add-on kit
Yeah,
that we talked about a few weeks ago.
Yep.
right.
I mean-
It looks better in vehicle mode, most definitely, compared to that.
Oh yeah.
But the regular robot mode without the backpack makes the feet look really big, though.
At
Yeah.
first, when we brought this up, that's what I thought we were looking at.
That's that fucking Japanese aspect ratio kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. But I haven't really bought into Legends yet myself, so I'm probably going to pass on this for now. Is anyone getting this?
Nope. I'll wait for fucking MakeToys to knock it off.
Oh!
Shit!
Such a dick move.
It's fine.
Because I don't care about this fucking character. I know it's going to be like $60, and
Right.
I'll buy a $30 version of it. And it'll be bigger.
Is it just me, or it seems like prices of Legends are going up? It used to be like 20, now they're like 60.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting a lot more...
Yeah, the engineering
Into
on
'em.
these things are awesome.
And it's,
Well-
you know, it's the hot thing right now.
Well, they were doing a
Yeah.
lot more simplistic characters before that they could get away with the cheaper price points. Now, I mean, I don't think you would have seen this in the beginning at $30 when they started doing third-party Legends.
No, Iron Factory's always been overpriced, in my opinion. I mean, their shit's good, but it's just something a little fiddly about it to me.
How much was their Jetfire that came out? That was expensive, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was like $60.
All right, let's move on to our next Iron Factory release, and that's IF-27 Shrike's Feather, which is a repaint, well, actually it's more like a remold of Starscream into Slipstream.
If it didn't have that face.
Yeah, it has a very wide head.
Every time they do a female face, it's that round, like fucking Stewie Griffin football wide, you know, anime shit.
Now, with Iron Factory, they also did a wind blade, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is that where the feet come from, or is it this all Seeker?
This actually might be the fucking Windblade mold, too. Who knows?
Hmm.
They're also doing this into a fucking Hot Link mold, just all purple.
Okay, so more Seekers. Obviously, Seekers sell, so can't fault a company for doing what's economically feasible.
Exactly. Now, I mean, I'm fine with this, the way this looks, except for the head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would probably get it if I had a Legends collection. I absolutely loved animated, so when they created the character Slipstream, I started, I became a fan just because it was awesome just to see new characters that Derek Wyatt created. And then but at the same time, she's kind of been, just like Windblade, just overdone now. The market has been saturated with this character just because she existed once.
Yep.
So, I mean, I got the Fun Pub one. That was the repaint of the Prime Starscream. I'll probably eventually get rid of it, but that was the closest thing I was ever going to get to an animated Slipstream. So is anyone getting this to go with their Legend Seekers?
I don't need it.
How about you, Jed?
Nah, I'm going to pass on this one, too.
All right.
Jed,
All
you're
right,
just getting into the Legends thing, right?
Yeah, I am. I mean, I only have... I got all the Seekers, and then I got the Hulky, and I'm trying to think what the other ones I got. So not too many.
Do you have a preferred Legends third party? Is it Iron Factory, or is it the... who's the other one? Is it DX9?
DX9.
DX9.
And MakeToys.
Yeah, everything I have is DX9. Oh, I got all the Dinobots, too. That's right,
Okay.
DX9. So, I don't know. I think the other ones they kind of do their own scale, right?
Yeah.
So...
Iron Factory
Kinda
does a little bit
keeping-
smaller, and FansProject just takes everything DX9 does and blows it up.
Yeah. I do like that Bumblebee, though, that they came out with. That was really cool, so I picked that up, too.
Yeah, and that's going to scale
Yes.
like with the DX9 scale, that will scale properly. All the Magic Square shit that's coming out is going to scale with the DX9 line. So if you're on a DX9 road, stay on that road.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just getting my feet with it. But actually, I'm not going to really be collecting too much MPs anymore. I'm going to focus more on Legends.
Yeah.
Take up less room, and they're neat little toys. All right, let's move on to the next one. Iron Factor 28 Rush Beat. This is their version of Jazz, and it has a very, G1 robot mode. You got the chest. It's got speakers popping out behind it. It's got a little bit different of a vehicle mode, though. I don't know what a good comparison for that car mode would be. Maybe Cybertron Crosswise would be comparable to that.
Prime Smokescreen, too.
Yeah, I could see that. The head, just in the picture, it's hard to see the details on the face, but obviously he's got his trademark visor. Not really seeing anything that would make me dislike this particular offering. The vehicle mode is a little bit different, but if I was collecting this the scale, I'd probably get this from Iron Factory. Anybody else?
No. Because that Toy World one that they're putting out with fucking the yellow constructor is a G1 looking one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, is that was the better offering when it comes to Legend scale.
And Iron Factory does their own fucking thing on it. It's always a little take or more towards IDW. You know, maybe they're fucking part of MMC. Who the fuck knows?
Speaking of IDW, next news item is Iron Factory EX31 Dubhe, which is their Legends Tarn.
Let's take all three of them together and just get through it.
Okay, well then we also have we have Iron Factory EX33 Mizar, which is their Kaon, and their Iron Factory's EX32 Phecda, which is their Voss. Now, was this the one that we seen the gray renders of that they all combined to make a giant Tarn combiner?
Yes.
Okay.
They also had, shots of the other two, but they were still in the gray render stage, and I wasn't, I had to cut places somewhere.
Okay. Now, is this something, because we haven't, this is our first Legend Scale DJD, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is this something, even though you collect the other scale, that you might be interested in just because the other company hasn't offered a Legend Scale DJD?
Oh, absolutely. I would buy these because they don't have to match a G1 aesthetic.
Right. Now, are they going to be big enough, or are you going to want that knockoff company to step in and make them large?
Nah, I don't care.
I mean, I actually haven't read the comics myself, but I do like the IDW designs for the DJD. It's definitely a unique group of characters, just with the alt modes. Ever since I seen Voss, I really like the sniper rifle, just because, G1 Megatron being a pistol, seeing a sniper rifle was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually originally owned that Mastermind Creations one.
Yeah, he's a fiddly little bitch, isn't he?
Yeah, he was kind of a cool little figure, but it did not match anything else I had, and at the time I wasn't really familiar with the character at all, so I ended up selling it.
Mm.
Yeah, I've heard complaints about that particular figure, that it was just parts fell off and it just wasn't good, like a lot of people hoped it would be, and maybe this will be a better alternative to get, even though it's not chug scale like the other release.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you don't want to shell out what is it, at least $100 for each one of the MMC ones, you can get decent renderings of them.
I can
cheaper.
see
They might not be scaled to what you want it to be, but because there's no other company doing these at all, is there?
Well, you got MMC doing the chug scale.
Well, other than MMC doing those.
But
there's no other offerings for these.
No.
Characters.
No. I can see people doing, they get the characters they love, the G1s or whatever, in MP scale, and then supplementing their collections with this Legend scale shit.
Mm-hmm.
To save space and money.
Yeah, it's like seeing these in individual colored, the color pictures. I do want to see what the combined mode looks like, just out of curiosity. I know they didn't combine in the comics or anything like that. I know that much, but it's something that's included, and I'd still like to see what it looks like.
Mm.
Does the one guy transform into a fucking torture chair or some shit?
Yep.
Yes.
Now, can somebody give me just a quick backstory on these? They're apparently like assassins or like mercenaries, right?
They are the Decepticon hunters. They hunt down Decepticon traders or people who are doing some shady shit that Megatron doesn't like.
Okay, so they're basically like
and kill them.
They're like a U.S. Marshal type.
And they're kind of religiously fanatic, especially the leader,
Yeah.
Tarn. He's like, He wants to suck Megatron off, basically.
So they're pretty sinister fucks then.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like their his wet team goes after everybody.
Here,
That's
Tarn,
that's what I
suck
was
on my
aiming at.
fusion cannon.
Because I haven't really gotten into the IDW. I'm starting to get familiar with the characters just because everyone else fucking talks about them and shit. And I got to kind of keep up and be hip and shit. So, but yeah, everything I hear about this group of characters here sounds very intriguing. Because we're talking in IDW at this point that Megatron's an Autobot, obviously, right? And the leader?
Getting there, yeah.
Weird, wild stuff.
I mean, by the time that they face down, yeah, that Megatron has become an Autobot.
All right, let's move on to some other news, and now we're moving on to another company, MakeToys. So we got MTCD-05 Buster Skywing. This is their Cybertronian Jetfire.
That is the dumbest fucking name. I hate the name Buster. It always reminds me of the fucking Marvel Comics fucking character.
Buster and Hydra? The repaints of Dreadwing and Dreadwing, or whatever, Darkwing. That's what I think of when I think of Buster.
I think of a fucking dog for some reason.
Yeah, I had a friend who had a dog named Buster.
My brother had a dog named Buster. Fuck Buster.
See?
So
I don't know about you guys, but I'm all in on this. I fucking love it.
So what? So this is supposed to be G1 Jetfire, but in a Cybertronian mode?
No, this is their Cross Dimensions line. So this is like a take on, a different take on the characters that are familiar. They did Striker Manus, they did Striker Noir, they did Rider Despotron. So they have the Optimus and the, the Megatron variants.
Mm-hmm. So that line is just whatever they want to fucking make, just their interpretation of the character.
Yeah, it's like, it's cross dimensions. So the first Optimus that they did which was Striker Manus, I think. Yeah, I think that was it. They came with a comic book actually, and they kind of outlined like the whole idea of what was going on. So it's kind of like, think of it like like a parallel dimension.
Okay, so they created their own universe.
Yep.
Okay.
Universe is that. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
The cricket.
I was gonna say, do I hear a cricket?
Yeah, I'm outside and it just got done raining.
Christ.
That was our audience, actually.
Yeah, that's the audience. It'll go away here in a second.
So the plane mode, it almost kind of reminds me of those the planes in the movie Avatar. It kind of reminds me.
I was thinking the fucking the landing craft from Aliens.
That too. It's weird to see. I guess with a Jetfire with such a stubby front end of the plane mode.
Mm-hmm. I'm cool with it. I mean, this is the first one of those figures that I've seen that I actually kind of dig.
You guys don't think it looks like a Quinjet from Avengers?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, obviously he's got his trademark backpack up top that sticks out, but...
yeah. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw the jet mode.
See, I'm not 100% nerd. I don't read comics or follow superhero stuff.
Oh, you didn't watch the Avengers movie?
I would have known what the fuck I was looking at. I mean, I watch them for the action. Because I don't like regular action movies for the most part.
Yeah.
I need some other kind of hook, and superhero action works for me. So that's the limit of my fucking time with superhero movies.
So in the robot mode, it looks like that in the picture, the booster rockets are just laying on the ground in front of him. That seems a little bit odd that they would do that and not have them on the back to showcase what it looks like with them attached on the back.
There was Chosen Prime had the actual prototype in their case, and there's like a lot more better pictures of them. But I think they go on the back somewhere. I'm not quite sure though. have to look at it again. It's been
So
a while since I looked at the picture.
So he's got thruster weapons on his forearms, but he doesn't come with any additional weapons outside of what's mounted on his arms.
Doesn't that look like it's enough? I mean, there's more fucking guns than I got on my arms.
I suppose you have a point there. It's just, I was expecting maybe like a sword that he could put in his hand. You know,
fucking robots with swords. Knock it off already.
Yeah. They're robots. They should have fucking firearm, man.
I love melee weapons, sorry.
I know the visor in the front of his face flips up, I think, so that you can kind of do the cross-dimension Macross look and then the regular robot look, too.
Yeah, the battle mask.
The toy mode head.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, with their other figures, it seems like it's clear, so it looks like, what was that old cartoon with the guys that were the birds?
Silverhawks?
No, not Silverhawks. The older, they're playing with Turn into Fire. G-Force? Is that G-Force?
G-Spot?
Can't help you,
Battle
man.
of the Planets. Battle of the Planets. That's it. Battle of the Planets.
Okay.
They had that front like visor shield kind of thing in the front of their helmets. It kind of looks like that.
Okay, so who's in on this thing?
Nope.
I'm in.
Okay,
I'm gonna actually get to.
Oh, you're okay.
Damn, you
All
like
right.
it that much, you get to him?
Well, I might like get one customized, like make it a Quinjet or something like that. I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
Okay, and what about you, Chris? Are you getting one or 50 or what?
No. I mean, if it probably won't go on fucking clearance at BBTS or someplace like that or whatever, I might get it. But I know this is going to be like $120, $150, and I don't have that kind of love for it.
Right.
And remember the scale. It's not an M scale. It's more of a chug scale. So
is this like a Voyager-sized product?
yeah, it's going to be right. Yep.
Well, how much were the Rider, Despotron, and all that shit?
I think. Man, I'm thinking 80. I'm thinking around there, maybe a little bit less. Maybe
I
7.
guess that's reasonable, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to MakeToys' next offering, and that's MTRM-18 Wiseblast. And it's their masterpiece Brainstorm to continue their Headmaster series.
All right, put it on my shelf.
Wiseblast.
What was that? Everyone spoke at once.
Oh, I said put it on my shelf.
Okay.
I just thought the name was funny. It's Wiseblast.
Why? What's so fucking funny about Wiseblast?
I don't know. It's like a play on Brainstorm.
Wise ass.
Oh, but we call it a Wiseblast.
I love it when Chris does the Japanese voice. It's amazing.
So how many Headmasters has MakeToys released so far?
2.
They did Weird Wolf, right? Or no?
No, that was FansProject. They did. They're only doing the Autobots. They did the other 2, Hardhead and Chrome Dome.
Okay, so then they would still have Highbrow left, right?
Yeah. Well, they showed Highbrow at fucking TFCON last year in Chicago, and on day 2, magically there appeared a fucking prototype of said fucking thing that was just on the screen.
But yeah, we still don't have a release date on that, or
Nope.
Okay, so they're teasing the last one here, and they still have to finish up the third one.
Well, isn't that part of their MO?
I suppose. So
No, I mean not just MakeToys. I mean just in general with these fucking third-party companies.
Yeah. But so you're all in on this?
I think so. I mean, I already have the other 2, so just
Okay.
thematically I have to finish the set.
So what does MakeToys Headmasters typically retail at?
$100. 100, 130. I remember Chrome Dome going to 130.
That ain't bad. How about you, DA? Are you getting this, or are you sticking with cons?
Cons only, brah.
He's a cunt.
All right, and how about you, Jed?
Nah, I'm gonna pass on this.
Okay.
I'm not a big Headmasters fan, so.
Okay. If you were into Headmasters, though, would you be interested?
No.
Yeah.
Speaking
All right.
of which, there really isn't a lot of con love in these reveals at all.
Oh, well, what are you going to do?
It's fine.
Excuse me.
Can't help it, the third parties are discriminating.
Well, they
All right.
just know Autobots are going to sell, man.
Right. So on to our next item. We're moving on to Magic Square Toys, and this is this a Legend scale?
Yes, it is.
So this is a Legends Huffer.
Oh, look. Where's the noise?
Dirt.
You must have got a new headset.
Nope,
Oh.
same headset.
Oh shit, our late arrival has arrived.
He turned
What's
it
going
on
on, you
before he
guys?
signed in.
No, I had some redneck business to tend to before I came on.
Nice. Some liquor and gun shooting.
Did you sell your sister?
Not yet.
I'm sorry, did you sell your sister's virginity again?
Oh, no, man. I sold the Camaro.
Oh!
No!
Yeah, it was time, dude.
What'd you get for it?
I don't want to talk about it on there.
Okay.
Disappointment.
All right.
No,
Give it to me
no,
at that.
it's not disappointment. It's that unless you've ever actually been around the car and seen the car, the number would like make you think I got killed on it.
Mm.
The car is going to need everything from hubs to brakes to gas pump, everything, man. That thing's
Oh, well,
been for years.
it's an LT1, right?
That's an LT4.
Oh, well, I mean, built off of an LT1.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just so, and it's been sitting for a long time.
Yeah, I mean the car is like shot, and I don't have the time or
Yeah,
Ambition.
money to mess with it. Yeah, that too.
the moment he starts running, everything's gonna leak on that fucking thing.
Oh, I know, dude.
Like seriously.
It's like,
Can
just
you
take
cut
it,
that,
man.
can you cut
Just
that,
take
can you
it.
cut that out in case I get sued?
Nope.
Okay.
No, that guy probably knows exactly what he was getting into.
He knows what he's getting into. I know the guy. He's the kind of guy that'll fix it up and take care of it. I told him if you ever go to sell it, I want first dibs on it when it's redone.
He's basically gonna pull the motor, take it all apart, regasket it, and fucking let it rip.
He's definitely gonna keep that motor. That motor is boss, man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He'll have to basically take it all apart, regasket everything, and seal it, and then put it back in and go.
Yeah, I'm still sad as fuck though.
Oh, I bet.
I had
Get
that car
over it.
for-
Let's talk about robots. Fuck
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about robots that turn into cars.
All right, so
Fucking cars. Robots. Fuck you, Transformers.
what we were talking about before we were rudely interrupted
Yeah, right.
was Magic Square Toys Legends Huffer Jail.
Oh,
Thing
nice.
looks cool.
Now,
Yeah, it's definitely not Mech Fans Toys shit.
but apparently they're doing it too.
Yeah. They probably already stole the design.
Is this gonna scale with it? Didn't they just make that grapple and
Yes, this will scale with the DX9 line.
okay.
And the Mech Fans Toys, they have I think it's called the Lost Realm or some shit that the Huffer is going to be under. That's all their original stuff. I'm not sure. I think they're trying to wean the scale down just a little bit to be more in line with the rest of everybody else's shit. But don't quote me on that. I just noticed that their Springer was a little bit shorter than I thought he should be.
Okay. So who's in on Itty Bitty Huffer?
I'm probably in on all that shit. Although, I have to get something first from them. I gotta get, I guess, Inferno in them.
See, I fucked up and ordered from TF Direct. I had no idea that William had it.
Peniche.
Yeah, Peniche had it.
Peniche.
Because I looked on the Chosen Prime, going by the information that you get it first, then he gets it. You know, thinking they would have it, and it was on the waiting list. I'm like, all right, fuck, I guess I gotta go overseas. I didn't even think to fucking look. I could have had it by now. I could have been playing with him.
You're playing with your toys.
And also giving your money to a fucking pretty cool guy.
Fucking A. See?
Yeah, real
That's what
American.
happens when I go fucking Asia.
Oh, they love a Chris money.
Oh, they got the whole bucket full of
Hang on, guys. I gotta jump off.
Of course.
Well, fuck you too. Anyway.
The car's coming back.
Yeah, you guys pulled back up like, yo, man.
Okay, so, I definitely like the way this Huffer looks, and if I bought Legends, I would totally buy this, because, it looks great.
I tell you something. This will shock fucking America. Shock all of our 6 listeners.
Huh?
I am up in the air as to which one between this and the Mech Fans Toys, even though I know that the Mech Fans Toys is going to scale with most of the rest of my shit now.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of think this one looks a little bit better, but I haven't seen final product side by side or whatever.
It will be it, because obviously the next step would be to figure out how to turn this into pipes, and it'll be interesting. I appreciate the engineering whenever they tried to repurpose something like that, so it'll be neat to see what they do to do that. So
they'll put the head, they'll flip it out from the back of the fucking cab, and the cab will fucking go over on his back. There you go.
Well, even the G1 toy had its struggles with the hinge. It didn't always. So same with the other figures that. I mean, even the X-Transbots one that sucked. But anyway. All right, let's move on to our next thing. FansProject Apeface.
Yeah, he's a fucking Decepticon, you cunt.
Yeah.
Well, the further I go down, the more I see, actually.
So you can stop your whining. So, I was under the impression FansProject was dead, but apparently they are not.
Well, let's not speak too soon. These are all drawings here.
And, mind you, these are the same fucking drawings that they showed you 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're no further along. They're just saying, we're going to do it.
When is the last time they actually put out a figure?
Right here, underneath of it. I only put fucking Apeface in there just to put an excuse to have this fucking thing.
Oh.
And they're also doing their version of Roller, IDW Roller.
Okay.
It looks a little squat and like he needs a chiropractor, but I didn't put it in here in favor of the other Roller that we'll be talking about.
All right, well then let's move on. So is this... Okay, so this is a convention-exclusive Steelcore rework. What convention is this for? Is it for TFCON or what?
All of this is TFCON shit. This was available at TFCON and should be available in Chicago.
Okay. So they basically took their original character Steelcore and threw a Grimlock paint job on it and made it War Within Grimlock.
Mm-hmm. And it looks badass. I'm fucking buying it. If it's available, I'm getting it.
It definitely works for the character. I like the dual wielding of the swords, and he's actually holding them underneath his hands rather than on top.
Nightstick style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you follow the links that are up there, you'll see the whole fucking album of pictures of this fucking thing in different positions, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'd never bought the original Steelcore, but this would kind of tempt me. Although the sad thing is this would be the only Dinobot they'd probably release, though, because they don't really have molds that would fit the other four, do they?
I don't think so, but it doesn't matter to me because I have a Grimlock Spotlight shelf, and this will go in there just fine.
Okay. Yeah, the Wolverine claws on there look badass too.
Mm-hmm. And this was $100 Canadian, so whatever that works out to be in fucking US money.
That's gonna be
it's
like
in our favor right now. Actually,
yeah, it's gonna be like $80, I think.
That's reasonable.
Yeah,
for
maybe
me.
a little more than that.
Well, and you're gonna pay sales tax if you buy it in Chicago, whatever.
True.
But yeah, it definitely looks good. The head is, I don't know if it's just with them painting the face mask silver that looks a little different. Now, Steelcore, that came with a Breastmaster, didn't it?
Honestly, I don't know.
Because I think that's what the brown part in the chest is. That might be this. Because I could swore I remember. Maybe I'm just getting forgetful in my old age.
No, brown part in the chest is called a Cleveland steamer, sir.
But I think that might be a separate robot mode in the chest there, and that works with how they painted it to make it look like Grimlock's chest.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's now this is the rest of the stuff coming up here is all exclusive repaints. Is that what's going on here?
It's limited number. I know the black one is fucking extremely limited.
Okay, so first we got Poseidon Noir, which is Nemesis Seacons. So this is TFC Toys Seacon set, and it's in black and purple, almost like MMC's Nero Rex.
or whatever, yeah.
Let's just fucking milk 'em old. And we're not going to do it once, but twice.
Hey, I'm a sucker for black and purple, but
Now,
I'm not going to buy this.
That's
being
what your mom
this thing
said.
Looks fucking badass.
So they're doing a black and purple, and then they're doing the unactive version, which is all black.
Mm-hmm. It is completely
Okay.
black. Not one shred of any other fucking color.
Now,
That's kind of cool, I guess.
I could see one of these being somewhat popular, but to do both seems kind of stupid. Did they do the Beast Wars 2, the white pirate scheme yet?
The which one?
In the Japanese Beast Wars series, they did a reissue of the Seacons, and they were in all like white and teal and gold.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And it's like, that to me would have made more sense if they're going to do an exclusive recolor, because like I think only 5 of the 6 Seacons got done in that release, and it was kind of expensive to get imported to the US. So I could have seen people wanting that repaint because it's actually existed before, whereas both of these are original, and I don't see them being as popular. Maybe the black and purple one will be, but I don't see that all black one being a big seller at all.
Oh man, are you silly? We're right under the colors of purple and the black. You love it. You buy everything purple and the black.
Oh, fuck, I love it.
So does either one of these interest anybody?
I don't have
The
$550.
paint looks cool, but I ain't buying it. Yeah, nope.
Yeah, I don't got $550 laying around.
Well, you know for damn sure this thing's going to end up clearance at least at $300.
I still haven't got fucking tentacles for the original set yet.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the way every TFC repaint has gone, is between $200 to $300 on clearance at BBTS. So, personally, if you want this and they're making it and you're paying full price for it, I think you're a fucking moron, because it's gonna get clearance quick. But whatever.
The original set was expensive too, wasn't it? It was like $100 a pop, wasn't it?
Yeah,
or
it was.
more.
The turtle one was like
Come on,
130.
For fucking Seacons.
Yeah.
Snaptrap, yeah. But I mean that's TFC's typical price. They go $100 a limb, and obviously everyone overpaid for Hercules, and now he's for $200 on BBTS for a brand new
Warming
set.
shelves and
Yeah.
hanging out in posts.
So-
I'll say this for this fucking one. It's probably the only one we got or are going to get.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty fucking good. It does the job. It stands there looking imposing like something you don't want to fuck with.
Right.
And
Indeed.
playing with it is not fun. It's sharp.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it should come with Band-Aids, is what you're saying.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's move on to our next item, and this is a little bit unique and original. So we're on to our unrustable bastards. Well, this is the Yamazuki Trash Torkers, the Yamazuki Crimson Kings, and the Yamazuki Sewer Barons.
Sewer Barons.
So they've taken their motorcycle bots and made them look like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Gay.
Somebody's going to like it. That's why I put it in here.
Right? So are they just doing a bunch of variants with a different... Or are they just releasing one set and then having, like, all 4 of the heads with the 4 different colored visors?
Now they're doing fucking these, I believe. Then they're doing a fucking black set. And then some other color set. and I think they're doing the whole, like, every fucking turtle, because you can have, well, who knows? Maybe
That's what I mean.
you gotta buy 4 bikes anyway, so why fucking...
Well, that's what I mean. Some people might just like one particular turtle, and if it comes with all 4 colored visors, then you could just pick which one you want.
Yeah, I guess so. I want mine to be Donatello.
So that's the Sewer Barons. So what are the Crimson Kings and Trash Torkers?
I don't know. I didn't put the pictures in there because I was really just throwing it in here to be kind.
Well,
because I don't care about them. I mean, I think they look fine, but I got no love for them.
Well, I'm guessing Crimson Kings is probably a Thundercats homage, and Trash Talkers, that could be like the Toxic Crusaders, who knows. But then we also have Unrustables, Yamazuki X-Block Phantoms, so is that the black repaints you were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Unrustables Viper Ronin, so is that supposed to be like Ronin Warriors? I don't know. And Unrustables Enforcer Marshals.
Yes, they're going into cars now, too, which looks a little bit cooler. I guess I don't really fucking give a fuck about motorcycles.
Right. So is there any particular pop culture references that they're doing in here that I'm not picking up on?
An outside stretch, the one black one in the middle looks like the 18 van. You put a red stripe on it, put Mr. T in the fucking seat.
Suppose you could.
Pity the fool.
Hey, boy!
Okay, so let's move on to our next one, and that's Planet X. And they got some more War for Cybertron designs. So we got Vijovis, which is Ratchet, and Mars, and Mars, which is Ironhide. So this could probably also work for Soundwave if they really wanted to, because of the design in War for Cybertron.
Right.
But
it actually looks a lot like Soundwave.
I can't help you. I never played the game.
Well, I just know I've played the game, and I also have the Voyager toy from when it was released.
Yeah, it looks pretty much just like that.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
All right, so they definitely look like the way they did in the game. They obviously have some unique parts as far as remolding is concerned in the shoulders, and even in the torso, it looks like they filled out Ratchet's gut a little bit more compared to Ironhide's. Also, Ratchet has a unique weapon on his arm on the right. For whatever reason, from behind they show the gun in the hand, but they don't from the front, but whatever.
What does Ratchet's alt mode look like? Because they didn't show a picture of that.
Exactly like Ironhide's.
Okay.
I'm guessing that weapon on his arm might unfold into a rack that like the movie Ratchet had on top of him.
Oh, God.
I could see what that, just based on what the weapon looks like, that's what I think that does, to give him the light bar as well.
Hey, Mike, you want to fucking decorate these things like the fucking Christmas tree?
The Ironhide head, though, looks a little goofy. Like, it doesn't look like he's wearing a helmet so much as he's got a giant fucking forehead. Doesn't it?
It kind of does, yeah. It kind of looks like Elton John. Rockin' Man!
Oh, fuck.
I might get this to fucking modify it into some random Cybertronian.
Yeah.
Ain't one in the Elton John, dude.
I call him Crocodile Rock!
And then get like a little fucking piano and scale, and then set it at it like a little Barbie piano.
The fucking front of it, I'll paint the front of the grill and make it look like fucking piano keys.
There
it
you
already
go.
does.
There you go, yeah.
So, besides Chris's interest in turning this into Elton John, is anyone interested in these characters?
Nope.
How about you, Jed?
Fuck those robots.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, I enjoyed the games, but I really have little interest in buying any of the War for Cybertron designs. So, on to our next item. So this is who the fuck makes this? Oh, Planet X. Okay, so it is still Planet X. Okay, so we have PX C01 Ice Menoez. So it's their IDW Deathsaurus.
Yep. So we've not had one, but two Deathsaurus fucking reveals at this con. This is number one. Strap in, folks.
Yeah. So we are getting into the weird part of the Transformers history with all the Japanese shows.
Yes.
Yep,
And
don't
now,
care.
which does this more closely represent the cartoon, or you would think the other one? It's got to be, because this must be the cartoon version, and
Well,
the other one is more the IDW. It has to be.
So this is unique to see. So this is the Planet X's first offering that isn't a War for Cybertron design. Is that correct?
I get. Was he not in the game?
No, he was not.
Okay.
So, because it says IDW Deathsaurus, so it perhaps they're trying to branch into IDW just because the War for Cybertron stuff isn't selling. I don't know, but this is interesting that they have diversified to a different line now.
Well, I mean, that game's old, and what do you got to do? You got to fucking branch out sometimes.
Right. But the dragon mode, or dinosaur mode, whatever you want to call it, it's on point. I don't know if I really care for the robot mode. It looks like, to me, it looks like Nova Prime with horns on its chest.
Kinda, yeah. But apparently he was big in the fucking Japanese shit, right?
Yeah, he was like one of the leaders. He ended up like making all the combiners permanent, like his generals or something like that.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like when they put him in IDW, they kind of just jammed him in there. Like he came in, the whole fucking his crew and shit, brought the Japanese continuity in line with the fucking IDW fucking shit. But I think they underutilized him and just got rid of him very quickly.
But yeah, I have no interest in this. Does anyone else?
Nah.
No.
How about you, Jed?
It depends on if it's what size it is. If it's the smaller of the two, which I doubt, and it's a reasonable price, I may get it. Because I have the fucking Leo Zach and that fucking crew, so I could put this with that.
Okay, so you have the TFC Leo Kaiser.
No, I made my own out of the fucking Combiner Wars.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to actual combiners. So we got Zeta Toys, and this is their ZB04 Catapult. That's their version of Slingshot.
That's good.
And I'm just gonna add. We'll make this a three-parter. So we also have ZB03's Silver Arrow, their Silverbolt, and their ZB05 Down Thrust, which is their Skydive. So we got a torso, an arm, and a leg.
They all look good.
Yes, they do.
I concur.
Yeah, I think they look good too.
And they're moving more towards a cartoon aesthetic than they were before, because the first two releases were definitely G1 toy aesthetic. But that fucking Slingshot and Silverbolt are fucking dead on cartoon. How you doing?
Now, with that Slingshot, I hope that the hinges and the wings are a little bit strong, because I had the TFC Superion, and I got rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a problem I had with my Slingshot in that set, is that it had the wheels out on the wings like a Harrier's supposed to have, but the wings weren't rigid enough, and then they just started folding up because of the weight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that's not an issue with Zeta's release here, that the wings are rigid enough to stay straight, even with the weight being on the tip of the wings where the landing gear is.
I got the air raid, and it's fine.
Well,
that Silverbolt's probably going to be like, what, 250, 220?
Really?
I don't know. I always joke around that it's going to be 350, but that's never released. But Because all the other ones were real cheap, so they're going to fuck you on the torso.
Probably.
Nah, I think it'd probably be like 160, I'm thinking. I would think somewhere around there. 140, 160.
That's why you just wait for the box set afterwards.
Well, the limbs are coming at like $60 each, right?
Yep.
So.
And they're like,
would
you fucking stupid bastards think you're going to get a cheap combiner. Like, here you go, $220.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, theoretically and reasonably, what do you think the next step up would be? I think double the price, so 120 would be where they should price it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And even that's a little. I mean, I would say 100 would be enough, because they're giving you a lot of engineering for that $60. So, who knows?
Now these are all going to be MP scale, correct?
Bigger.
Oh, bigger.
It's kind of they're trying to line up with Toy World's constructor scale.
Okay.
Okay. But then that's going to have to be a lot of mass in that Silverbolt figure to make the torso for a Superion to be that height.
How do you shelf these fucking beasts?
What?
Find a spot on your shelf for it.
Yeah, how do you shelf these giant combiners?
Not in fucking combined. It's a struggle.
Yeah. Not in any details, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially if you use detolf in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, detolf's right out. I mean, you gotta have some kind of open bookcase or build-ins like I do, something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just collect dust like a motherfucker unless it's enclosed somehow.
Even if
there was I forget how long ago it was I saw it, but somebody that did a really cool creative idea. They took their Devastator and they had him like holding the shelf up sideways in a detolf, and they had like slag on top of it.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like, you see that? So yeah, you can always do something like that. And there's some guy, he makes those shelf separators, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could probably make it a little bit taller for like one shelf, but then that's like fucking half your detolf.
Yeah, but you could also utilize that one half of a shelf that's missing to like put at least like one combiner in one shelf and maybe put like some smaller bots on that one shelf. You know, like your Insecticons or your smaller Autobot cars or whatever.
That's when you gotta start hanging shit from fishing line. Just let them fucking float all over the place.
Yeah, it looks like they're flying and shit.
Oh, what? You're in a model planes? Oh, robots?
Okay, so has anyone bought? And you said, Chris, you bought some of the Zeta figures already, right?
Just the Air Raid, and I haven't picked up the Firefly because I don't really like it, and I haven't heard anything good about it. They said quality was like a steep drop-off from the first release. And it was a G1 toy aesthetic, and I really didn't want to go that route.
Okay. So, are you expecting them to possibly redo Fireflight if they're going this route with the other three?
Maybe they'll pack separate heads, or maybe do a reissue. They're going to make cartoon accurate heads available somehow if they're going the cartoon accurate way here, which it looks they are.
So you've gotten one, you skipped one. Are you going to get these three?
I don't know what I'm doing with the Oreo bots. Right now, I have the Jujang Jujitsu fucking oversized CW rework, and it looks fine in robot mode.
Yeah.
I had I forget what I have for the fucking combined mode. I think it might be the one that I made. But
all right, well,
it's getting me by.
Obviously, DA, you're not interested because it's an Autobot, right?
Precisely.
Okay, and how about you, Jed?
I'm kind of skipping on these guys because I know they were cheaper and stuff like that, but just like I said, I'm not getting into much fucking MP scale anymore. So
okay,
I will say they look fucking amazing though.
No,
and
they do. They look really good.
To be fair, FansToys has fucking showed their renders, so that means they're on board with this shit too, and they'll probably make it look right.
Now Zeta's got some Combaticons out too, right?
Yep.
Are those decent?
They're
Never
decent
mind.
for combined mode.
Yeah, see, I think I'm just going to kind of wait for all these companies to kind of release all the different ones and just wait kind of for box sets and see what the different offerings offer. So, I mean, obviously it's going to be combined mode for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even fine with having characters from different makers. I'm fine with it. You know, as long as I find the gestalt that I want and buy all
Yeah,
of those.
and then just have the individual characters displayed as well.
Yep, so that waiting game works for me.
I'm happy with my Warbertron, so I don't know. I just kind of like that version of that character.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, see, I've almost contemplated pulling the trigger on that oversized one, the Jin Bao or whatever.
That is my current Bruticus.
Because I have I use the Devastator, the Combiner Wars Devastator as of now.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't gotten into the third-party Combiner game yet. So I'm those are like the only void that I really need to fill in any way, shape, or form. And I'm happy with my Combiner Wars ones for now.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think, obviously the Menasor and Bruticus are just not big enough. And the Devastator is fine, but I could see one being bigger. But I can also see it pain in the ass to display 3 different combiners of that size.
Yeah, their Devastator is like 22 inches tall.
Yeah, so it dwarfs the Combiner Wars one by 4 inches.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right, let's move on to our next company, and that's FansToys.
Fan stalls.
So it looks like we are getting closer and closer to them finally releasing FT17 Hoodlum. So it's their hot rod that they decided that they still are going to release, even though the Hasbro one came out.
Yep.
Well, someone's going to buy it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that are actually either going to keep their MP and get this, or they're going to sell their MP and get this instead.
Yeah,
Just
everyone's
because-
probably going to buy it and then see which one they like more.
Well, it's kind of interesting that we've entered that kind of point in the fandom, because, I mean, for a long time, you had your people buying your third parties, and then Takara or Hasbro would come out, they'd sell
And
the
then
third
they'd
parties
dump 'em.
to
Yep.
get Takara. Now we're going to the other side, where these third parties are releasing products that have already been released by Takara, and people are starting to have
And they're
their
shitting
doubts
on 'em. Yep.
of keeping the Takara releases. I mean, we've seen it already with the Bag Cube, Sideswipe, and Red Alert.
Phantom
and then
Transforms
a lot of fans
collecting
toys
habit.
releases.
Actually, probably the better example would be the MakeToys Seekers, right?
That too.
There you go. Exactly.
And
That's
they are a
perfect
much
example.
better product.
Mm-hmm.
So, given FansToys history, they are one of the premier companies making third-party items, whether you disagree with that, whatever. But I'm perfectly content with the hot rod I have. This looks neat, but I don't feel like buying another hot rod, especially after I replaced one through Hasbro already when they released the original bigger scale one, and I got rid of that one. Is anyone looking to replace their hot rod with this?
Not especially.
Nah, I actually like the Hasbro or the Takara car mode more so than FansToys, because they went more toy, I guess, for the alt mode. So.
Right. And I mean, I get the appeal with the chest on this one, even though it's a fake chest, because that's not the car hood making the chest. But I prefer the actual vehicle chest being there. It's just a personal preference of mine, but
So you like a natural chest as opposed to a fake chest.
yes.
Yeah, I too.
I mean, it looks cool, and, it'll never go on sale, so... I mean, like, sale. It's going to go for sale, but it's never going to be cheap.
Yes, FanToys never clearance.
No.
But
I do need a bot mode representation of Hot Rod, because apparently my Takara is a fucking car.
yeah.
And I have Carry as Rodimus.
Yeah, I've thought about getting the DX9 carry, but by the time I get around to buying it, somebody's going to come out with a different one. But who knows, it might even be Fans Toys. But, so, yeah.
Do you guys
Go
think
ahead.
Fans is kind of, I don't know, it seems like they're not, just kind of going a little downhill from everything with this. Do you think they would have been like a bigger reveal than this? Seems kind of deflated, right?
Well, when they come out swinging with frickin' Omega Supreme last year, anything else is going to seem kind of insignificant compared to that.
Right.
Sure it is.
Oh, welcome
Hey.
back.
I'm back. Sorry.
Did he bring the car back?
No. They came to drag it down the street.
Mm-hmm. Right, so we're discussing Fans Toys Hoodlum right now, Jail.
Okay, cool. Everybody's gonna buy it. Moving on.
So you're going to replace your official with this?
Replace is not a word I use very often. I'm gonna accessorize my collection with it.
Okay, so
You're just gonna get another hot rod. Is basically
you're,
what you're saying.
so you're going to have both.
I'll transform MP Hot Rod into car mode and put them on the back of the toilet. It'd be like one of those decorated tissue holders.
He's gotta
It'll be
have
like
a
that.
hot rod for every room of the house.
Yeah, then there'll be 2 hot rods in my bathroom. Yeah.
Blech.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Alright, well, the big Fans Toys reveal was...
Not Berserk.
FT41 Warpath.
Boing.
Yeah, this thing looks pretty fresh.
This thing looks awesome. This is where I'm conflicted because I do have the Bad Cube War Dog, and even though
Will it fit in a small trash can?
everyone likes to shit on that figure, but I really do like it. Even though
That's all that matters, Bugs.
even though it's got a very complicated transformation, and I like that because I mean when you put it in tank mode, it's the size of a fucking tank, like it's supposed to be compared to like the other MPs, and it's not much larger in robot mode than the other cars. I mean, it dwarfs the mini bots I got from Bad Cube, but I like that Warpath. Now, at the same time, I got that nostalgia feeling looking at Fans Toys here. So obviously, the robot mode is going to be more mini bot sized, but. So I do like the way this robot mode looks over Bad Cube's robot mode. I like the uniqueness of the Bad Cube one with the riot shield that makes the bottom of the tank. I think that's badass, even though we never had that in G1, but I still think it looks cool. But my concern is how small the vehicle mode is going to be as far as, like, obviously there's panels and stuff on the legs, but I'm just curious how big the vehicle mode is going to be. That's my concern. Because if they're going for mini-bots and then you have a really tiny tank, I'd rather sacrifice a slightly larger robot mode to have the full-size tank like Bad Cube's got it.
Yeah, when it comes to their mini-bots, I think they're sticking with a uniformity of the G1 toy.
Yeah.
Because they all fit a small form factor, and their C-Spray was small, this is going to be small, and the other two behind them is going to be small.
Right. I mean, this will probably have more playability in that you won't cry when you're trying to transform it, but I don't know. I'll have to see it in person once. If I get to fiddle with one, it might completely blow my mind, and I'll have to get rid of the Bad Cube one, but right now, I'm still leaning towards keeping my War Dog.
Hey, from what I remember from G1, this Warpath looks like it just walked off the screen.
Oh, it did. I've seen the side-by-side renders, and this is fucking...
The bot mode
perfect.
here looks like seriously legit as fuck.
Yep.
And they nailed
looks
the
like
face
a cartoon.
too. They nailed the face also.
Yeah?
And he was in scale with all the other like smaller bots and shit anyway. So like, I mean, you
Some of the
he had
time.
a small tank. Yeah, right.
The majority of his on-screen appearances were actually with a lot of the deluxe car bots.
Yeah.
Woo!
Shazam! Pow!
So that was kind of unique for him to be a mini bot, and usually with the larger ones.
Yeah, and then be a fucking tank.
Whereas a lot of the other mini bots, they group them together, like you always had, like Braun and Huffer together and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But it was they just okay. Go ahead, Jed.
Is it a deal breaker that if you have to have the treads move?
No, because the bad cube one
and
doesn't move
tank,
either.
no. Yeah.
People with tanks gotta fucking stop that shit.
Now,
Just give it up.
I mean, it's neat that Toy World was able to do it with the construction equipment, with Scavenger and Bone Crusher, but that was the way they transformed, though. You could do that. But when you have different sections of the treads making up the arms, legs, and torso, like with Combatagon Brawl or with Warpath here, it just doesn't work.
Neodymium magnets.
I might actually buy this.
Did any of you guys have that Tarn that came out with the tread problem? It was like fucking a nightmare to transform that.
I have the Tarn, but I just transformed it once. Or
You talking about MMC Tarn?
Yeah.
I don't know how you had trouble with mine.
Was there some? No? Really? Oh, I thought I heard some people saying about how the thread was like too long or whatever. It couldn't hide away or whatever. So.
No, that was for a brawl.
Yeah, that was that Zeta Brawl, dude. That's one of the bad treads.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just take a link out or whatever, and then it will store properly or whatever.
Alright, I'm getting all fucking mixed up. Fuck do I know?
Fuck, I didn't know that. Jeez. It's the only
Continue.
tidbit of information you'll ever get from me on this show.
Continue.
So they were generous enough to give us hints at what their Beachcomber and Brawn are going to look like.
long-legged brawn.
Yeah, they're gonna look perfect. There we go. All right, we're done.
Well, that Beachcomber looks a hell of a lot better than the X-Transbots version. Again, I run into the same issue with Brawn with already having the Bag Cube version. It's like,
Hey, Dustin.
Yo.
Hey, what time do strip clubs usually close?
It just depends, like, where you're at.
Okay. What about if you're in, like, a really religious town?
I don't know, I was going to say, I think here in Iowa, they can stay open till, like, 3 or 4.
Okay.
If they don't serve booze.
you got a bunch of Camaro money burning a hole in your pocket?
Yeah.
I thought all your fucking sexual needs were met, sir.
Oh, they are. I just want to go buy cocaine behind it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cocaine is fun.
Okay, so what is your thoughts on these DA? Obviously, they're Autobots, but do they make you second guess whether or not you want Autobots in your collection?
Dude, like I just said a minute ago, this Warpath, I might buy this. Because when I was a kid, I really liked Warpath.
Yeah.
Like, I've always had, like, an infatuation with tank, robots anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Like every, Transformer that ever turned into a tank I always liked. And I remember when I was a kid, I still was kind of rooting for the good guy a little bit. And Warpath was a guy that really stuck out to me when I was younger. And I'm looking at this fucking thing, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe I need to open up another fucking can and then dive deeper into the rabbit hole. Because this thing looks fucking awesome. And them Zeta aerial bots are looking sick, too. I see all this stuff all the time, and I'm like, man, do I really want to do it? It's so tempting. But their characters, I just don't really follow.
Right.
I like Khan so much that you could name some Autobots, and I probably have never even heard of them.
Well,
Optimus Prime.
I've heard of him.
Well, the nice thing is that there are far fewer Decepticons, so it makes it easier to complete a con collection.
Yeah. And I'm basically only G1 Season 1, 2, 3, and kind of movie or whatever. So, I'm pretty much done as of now, unless things get replaced.
Now, JL, do you have the Bag Cube versions already?
I never got it.
You never bought War Dog or Brawny?
No, I missed it. I missed it at. No, I actually never had either of them. I missed them at launch, and when the prices went up, I don't pay by the hour for transformation, so
right.
I decided just to wait until something else came along, or I could get a deal. I'm going to tell you what. I'm glad I waited. I'm really fucking glad I waited.
Well, yeah, I'll have to see what their brawn looks like before I decide on whether or not I'll part with Bagtube 1. But anyway, let's move on to our next news item, and this seems kind of like a letdown compared to the last news item. So we're still sticking with Masterpiece Minibots, and this is X-Transbots MM12 Neptune, their Sea Spray.
See, now, I disagree. I think this is not a letdown. I think FansToys fucking Sea Spray was a letdown, and this is right.
Does this fucker come with a beach ball and a fucking pail and shovel and shit?
Yep.
Yeah, he does.
But the proportions are fucking right, and X-Transbots has stepped up their fucking game in both sculpt and engineering and quality.
I still like the Toy World one.
I had the Toy World one. But
I like him.
What was the
He's nice and fat.
What was the recent Sea Spray that everyone was going after? The Toy World one?
You had Toy World, you had FansToys. Was there another one?
That's it.
Oh, I'm thinking
X-Transbots
one maybe.
Yeah, FansToys is a skinny one.
Mm-hmm.
He's the heroically proportioned one, and he's a great figure, but he's just he's not fat.
He needs to be fat. Sea Spray was
I have
a tub
a
of
heavy
lard.
fat prejudice.
Anyway, so you're in on this one, Chris?
I like the look of it. I think it looks better than the Toy World one I had, but I think I'm going to stick with my Toy World one, unless this is relatively cheap.
I love that fat happy bastard that Toy World one is.
Reminds you of yourself?
Mine actually has some provenance. It was reviewed by a certain Skullface.
Oh.
Mine's got a bucket of chicken.
I actually own a Skullface reviewed figure as well.
Which one?
I might take
that I got from Gibbons.
Nice. I might take a helicopter to Popeyes tomorrow. That'll probably be like the whole money in one trip, but it'll be worth it, Be sick.
All right, let's move on to our next item, and is this a new company, MXXV?
No, this is still X-Transbots. This is their
Okay,
their,
this is
whatever his name is.
Death Wish, which is their dead end.
Yep. Due out next month.
That's a sexy fucking Porsche.
Yeah, it is. They got it.
My dad used to have the exact same one, same color too. A long time ago.
The bot mode looks a little fucking fucky.
Oh, you hush. It looks like fucking dead.
Dude, it's
so
right.
what's the price on this one compared to their breakdown they released?
I think it's like $65 or $69. It's more.
Panish has it on a combo sale, or did. I think it may have closed. I don't know. For both of them for $120, I think.
Damn.
So what I had heard, I had read somewhere on the boards that they were originally going to up the price of the previous spot, but then people kind of complained about it.
Oh yeah.
So every piece of this combiner is going to be a little bit more every time it gets released.
Nice.
So the next one's probably going to be like 75 or 80 or something like that, and then they're going to keep going up a little bit here
So
and there,
by the end of it, you got.
You got $370 Motormaster.
But yeah, I think they're releasing a lot. I mean, if you think about it, what they're releasing this year, they're doing all the Stunticons, right? And then they're gonna do a cup, and then they're gonna release their Springer, and they just click Cliff Jumper too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
they're on
and
tear,
I think
man.
ever since
And they did a hubcap. Don't forget about hubcap.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, and skids too, right? So
Yep.
So ever since they pushed out their Cosmos, which was like really, really good compared to their other previous shit before that, it's been all uphill since then. And everything's been going really, really well. And then next year in February they're going to release their Galvatron, which I think they completely redesigned. So yeah, they're on a tear. X-Transbots is on a tear.
So we also have images of their Overheat, which is their drag strip. So they've released one figure. We got And let's see, the first one breakdown that was a leg, drag strips an arm, and so is Dead End. If I remember my Stunticons correctly.
Nope, they're both arms.
No?
Dead End is the left arm, Drag Strip is the right arm.
Yeah, and so we have one leg and two arms.
Yep.
So we still need Wildrider for the other leg, and then Motormaster for the torso.
And Wildrider, it will be coming out with Dead End. So you're going to get two of them at the same time.
Well, I mean, you should. I mean, it's same paint. I mean, same figure, different paint, right?
No, it's not. They're all unique. For a fucking con lover, you fucking don't know dick about the Stunticons.
Because he's not a Decepticon lover. He's the other kind of con lover.
Dude, all I'm worried about is fucking combine mode.
So, in that last picture there of Dead End, how come it looks like he's wearing bling? It looks like he's wearing like a giant chain necklace on the front of.
Those are rubber bands holding them together. Because still fucking. I don't know why. If this is supposed to be coming out next month, why they wouldn't have a more production-ready fucking sample?
That's not a good sign when you put your display piece in rubber bands to hold it together.
Oh, nobody gonna notice. He's red, just like a body.
So does that make Keith the rubber band man?
Maybe.
He's wearing suspenders, dude. Leave him alone.
I thought it was a mankini first.
X-Transbots, Bumpkin, and Amish.
All right. Speaking of Keith, his other
Can I say
company.
something real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm glad I missed all that early shit y'all talked about. It had just been me hating for like an hour.
Well, it would have been funny, but anyway.
There was a lot of fucking junk.
So we have EAVI's Metal Jet 1, so they're Dreadwind.
Fuck yes. So many fucks.
Yeah, I'm down with
God damn, that makes me hard.
Now, the pictures here, that's actually the Buster and Hydra paint jobs, right?
Yep. Japanese.
So are they going to actually do the American paint jobs then?
They will, but only after you bought this one. I'm fine with this because this is in the cartoon.
Just wait. If you want the fucking American version, then it'll come out about like 2 months later, right?
After them pre-orders go through.
Yep.
As soon as they hit and ship. Stupid American.
Now I know.
Get out of your fucking nostalgia.
Did you sell that fucking Camaro for a little cash and some coke? You fucking sound on a tear yourself.
No, man, I came in here and started drinking a drink I made last night and never drank.
Oh. That plus your fucking normal fucking adrenaline from having all that cash in your hand. Like, yeah!
Well, plus he's also dealing with the emotional attachment of the let go of it.
Yeah, I'm going to be crying in the corner later and jerking off. And then I'm going to think about the Camaro and then get sad.
Do me a favor, film it, and just as you're ready to fucking come, just mouth my name.
No. No, because you didn't pay me last time.
Okay, sorry.
Is that $40?
Is that Chris's lip sync challenge?
Yeah, the lip sync challenge. There you go. The eerie lip sync challenge beat off.
Hey, NJCC's coming up.
Yeah.
Are you coming to that?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay.
What
about you, Jed?
Yeah, man, I'm going.
All right.
Nice.
See you there.
What's this going on?
They have a convention in Jersey.
It's actually
Jazzy.
pretty decent.
Jazzy.
You know, it's like their version of DairyCon, only people actually show up.
Hey man, don't feel too bad, dude. You'll have almost as many attendees as they have employees at the fucking Red Hot and Blue.
This is true.
When is this thing in Jersey?
August.
August.
I think it's like the 22nd.
No, I think it's earlier.
Is it a one-day thing or like a 2-day thing?
2.
It used to be a 1-day thing, but recently, I think the last 2 have been 2-day events.
Yeah, it was better when it was only Sunday. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Is it like an overall con type thing?
No.
No, just toys. All toys.
So just toys.
Yep.
It's August
walking around.
Not just Transformers, but just celebrates toys in general.
Yep.
It's August 12th and 13th. I need to change my dates on the fucking calendar.
There we go, 12 and 13.
Well, I've never been out there. Maybe I'll contemplate it.
You should, man. Just make sure you go ahead and get permission from your probation officer.
Dude,
Get your
I haven't
get your
had one of
travel
those
slips.
for a long time.
What, permission?
They might, yeah, a probation officer. I haven't had one. They might monitor where I move and where I go, but
I'll tell
as
you
far
one
as I
thing,
know,
though.
no one's in. I'm not in contact with anybody. That's for
I'll tell you what you're not getting if you come out here. Not any fucking food on time.
Now that I won't fuck with.
Yeah.
What were you going
I'll
to
tell
say,
you
Ted?
what, though. Yeah, I would say when you go, make sure you bring some of that fucking spray because it's pretty much fucking room.
No, our spray is fucking worse, man. That kind of backfired on us.
Yeah.
The whole place stunk like it for days.
The cheapest body spray we could find was from an embalming supplies company. It's fucking. It's
called
like
Death
formaldehyde. Yeah, it's formaldehyde that didn't pass the test, but wasn't good enough to put in drugs.
I still have about a half a can sitting here of mine. I'll have to make sure to bring it to TFCON so we can spray Tyler with it again.
You know, I've never used mine, man. I'm gonna wait till I'm finally out of the hobby. I'm gonna put a fucking firecracker on it and make a dirty bomb.
The problem is that stuff was probably decent shit at one time.
No.
But what happened was it expired and then it fucking fermented and went bad.
I don't know. We got to ask JC. He fucking bought it.
Yeah.
If only he'd ever come on the show again.
I thought he was supposed to be on today.
No.
Oh.
I need to acquire one of those somehow.
What, the body spray?
Yeah, if there's any people in the community or TKO listeners that are listening and you happen to have one of those and you don't fucking need the thing, hit me up, man.
Just hit up our first 5 guests. I'm sure one of them gave up on us by now. See if they'll send me their can.
To Antoine, I know I gave him 2. He needed a double dose.
I'll pay them money or trade them toys for one.
All right, so back to this KFC shit. So who's all in on the Dreadwind and Dark?
Yes.
I guess so.
Yeah, these are pretty fresh, man.
Man, that's the first motherfucker that puts one out, I'm gonna buy. I don't even care if it's shit.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that has like the original ones?
I have customs I made and the fucking
Nice.
Generations. I got the
The
Generations Dark Wind. Is that
the Silver Bolt repaint?
Yes.
Okay.
I have that one, and then I have the custom of the Dreadwind that I built.
Yeah, I had the Silver Bolt repaint, and I had the BotCon release from 2007. I sold that a while ago, but and I don't really have any interest in getting the Combiner War or the repaints of the Combiner War limbs either.
I still need the Darkwing. I never found that out and about. I do like the characters, and there's not a lot of toys for them, so I try to get whatever I can.
Mm-hmm.
See, you latched on to the fucking later available seasons of characters because you were younger.
Yeah, I love all that Japanese shit.
How about you, Jed? Are you getting these?
No, I think I'm gonna pass. So.
Okay. Still in the MP scale.
God, we're about to pass a lot of shit.
All right.
Speaking of pass,
Yeah.
Now we have Toy World is our next company on the list.
Can I announce it?
Go ahead.
It's Hamilton Beach Galvatron.
This thing looks fucking
That motherfucker looks like an
terrible,
old
dude.
juicer.
Why would they even fucking play with
what?
this with Sovereign and fucking Tyrant out there?
It's so
Why would
ugly.
they even do it?
I have a theory on all these weird ass looking fucking molds that we see.
All they got left.
They go from animation stills. So somewhere there's a fucking Galvatron still that looks exactly like this.
No, what was that? What was that thing you had when you were a kid that you put the little discs in? It was like a ViewMaster.
Yeah.
They blew up ViewMaster slides. They got a magnifying glass out and looked at that little tiny 3x3 pixel fucking picture. Oh, it's Galvatron, yes!
I think that's what he looked like.
How do we make the body? Go in there and grab the blender.
Yeah, they modeled it after a rice cooker.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
That's what happens when you don't feed the design team.
This reminds me of, I'll post it in our Facebook chat. Right there.
What, flashlight?
No, there
It
was
does look like that, too.
there was a particular episode where Unicron started taking over Galvatron's body.
Oh, yeah. That's where they got the picture from.
No, I think I saw the actual prototype next to some MPs.
Violet, you're turning violet.
And it's not even MP. It's like actually shorter than MP10.
What size is this? Do we know what scale this is?
Yeah, it's like a little bigger than like a liter or liter-ish Voyeur. It's not exactly MP.
Look at that! Look at how stout he is, man. I want to see him sing "I'm a Little Teapot."
Nobody's gonna buy this thing.
No. This is going to be dead on arrival. This will end up in the bargain bin.
Like, both modes are fucking terrible.
And from what I hear, this and the next couple of things, actually, definitely the next thing, are Toy World bought Black Mamba's designs, and this was one of them.
What, this Galvatron?
Yep.
Somebody
So
owes them some money.
Something that they had made previous before the releases of those other ones, and they went under, then they bought them, and now they're releasing it.
I believe so.
Way too late.
Because I do believe that we talked about Black Mamba, Galvatron, and Motormaster before.
You just said Black Mamba, not Black Mamba.
I said Mamba.
Yeah.
So,
Black Mama! Yo mama!
Speaking of Motormaster, so now we have a Voyager scale Combiner Wars version to make a better Menasor for your chug shelf.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's about 2 years too late. Everybody else already burned those things.
Yeah. 2 years
I already
ago?
sold mine. That's like the only combiner I sold besides the Defensor that I traded as part of that trade for that G2 fucking Grimlock.
Now, this is something I might be interested in, though.
I mean, it does kind of look cool. And
It does make it a lot
I would have
better.
loved it.
But the Bruticus looks a lot better, for sure.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But I still don't really want it unless it's really cheap. And then you know it's going to be $130 fucking dollars.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, even though that Combiner Wars Menasor kind of sucks, I think I'm happier keeping the actual Motormaster that came with the set there, just because I like the truck mode scaling better with the vehicles that way. When they go for the G1 toy accuracy, that semi mode looks so small next to all those cars, and then it bugs me. But the onslaught they're doing, I am definitely interested in that.
Yeah, that looks cool.
This is the Unite Warriors limbs that they have there.
Yeah, I was going to say that makes it look a little stupid to me, but...
Well, the Vortex is better than the Hasbro one, but just with having all four of the propeller blades. But I have the Hasbro releases, and I would definitely be interested in this Onslaught to go with those to replace the Hasbro one that was just a remold of Hotspot.
And the truck mode looks pretty good too. I didn't have space to put it in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a really packed notes tonight, man.
Thanks, TFCON.
Yay!
So-
I wish I was there.
So yeah, I'm probably
We're like
passing
an
on.
hour and a half in, and we haven't even gotten through the news.
Right. So I'm probably gonna pass on the Motormaster, but I'm more than likely gonna get this Onslaught. How about you guys?
I might get the Motormaster just to have it because it's cool.
Depends on what it costs. If it's $130, no.
Yeah, I might be in on these just so I don't have to spend $500 to actually build a third-party combiner, and then be happy with what I have.
What's that?
Because it's not really the limbs and the combiner wars that make them suffer. It's the fucking torso bots. Yeah.
Well, and I hope the one thing I do hope with the Onslaught release with those new feet. I hope the peg holds better in Brawl than the feet that Hasbro, because whenever I lift up my Combiner Wars Bruticus, that foot always falls out.
Oh, you don't already have perfect effect kits on them?
No, I don't.
You know,
they make a difference.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm more than interested in this Onslaught, is because I did not buy the perfect effect kits.
And it comes with the stuff! Yay!
I tell you what they need to do, though, is they need to make the G2 versions of these kits. Because a lot of people got those G2 sets real cheap. Like I have. And I would love a G2 Onslaught for my G2 Bruticus.
That's
these do come with feet and articulated hands as well.
Yes.
Okay,
yes. And weapons.
That's a big plus, too, yeah.
And
these are definitely going to get bought and played with. I'll definitely give these fuckers a whirl.
They're small.
I still need to get the G2 Bruticus. That's the one I really wanted too, but the Target never put it on clearance here. Like this last Christmas, they had a bunch of them on the shelf for like $80, and I wasn't gonna pay it. But if they didn't, I'll have to track it, because I have the other two G2 combiners.
Should have just accidentally left one underneath your cart, dude.
Or get a trash can.
Yeah,
Put it in it.
And done something untoward.
Hey, where's Kaon? I thought we were replacing Dustin with Kaon.
Just go get a Voyager UPC or a Leader UPC and just tape it to over that one. Fucking scan that bitch and walk out.
All right, well, let's move on to our next item, and we are going to the land of Gigapower.
Giggity.
And we finally see their Super Raider, their Grimlock.
This thing looks alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's very large.
Looks like every other fucking Grimlock.
Yeah, they all look the same. They all transform the same.
Oh, look. Something unique. He's got a fucking crown.
Shit.
How long has it been since they announced this, and now it's going to come out? It's been like 3 years or something like that, if not more.
Since the initial announcing of their first dinosaur?
Yeah.
It's been about 3-4 years, maybe. Maybe 3.
I see they got the handgun in between the rockets on his backpack there in dinosaur mode.
Oh, yeah.
I do not see the sword, so do the other Gigas, do they come with... Do the other Giga Dinos come with swords, and do they store anywhere in the dinosaur mode?
Oh, yes, they absolutely come with swords. They light up. And a couple of them actually came with, like, flame fucking effects and shit.
Yeah, them maps come with LEDs up in them and shit.
As far as the sword, a traditional place to put it would probably be, somewhere underneath the gun. Facing down with the blade towards his tail.
Did you say you have him, Chris? You have one of the Giga figures?
No, I got rid of it.
The Giggity figures?
I had the Giga Snarl for a little while.
Yeah, so did I.
I really did like it. It was a really good figure, but I was already like 3 Dinobots deep.
Yeah,
the Giggity Fig.
And it was bigger.
Yeah, and it was starting to give me a stutter owning it, so I had to get rid of it.
Fig.
Walking down the hallway, hey, honey, will you giggity?
Giggity Fig.
So is anyone in on this Grimlock?
No.
No.
No. I got all the fan toys. I'm good.
It's not because it sucks. It's just everybody already finished their Dinobot set a year ago.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
How awesome would that be, though, if they made it so that he could swallow his sword? That's where he put it.
Nice.
What about if you could pull it out of his ass?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
What about if you could fucking make it like a dick?
That would be awesome. You know what? I'll buy it then. That'd be awesome.
That's stupid.
Big old dino painter.
All right, let's move on to our next company, and that's Mastermind Creations, and this is their reformatted Ebrius, their IDW Guzzle.
It's fine.
From their reformatted line. So, I'm unfamiliar with Guzzle. Is he always meant to be a very tiny tank?
He was, and then like they made him bigger in the second edition. It's weird.
So they didn't explain that?
No, they didn't. Not that I can remember. Maybe he was just doing roids, dude. He started doing steroids, got all big.
Because honestly, looking at the vehicle mode, it kind of makes me think of what Bombshell would look like if he wasn't an Insecticon.
Kind of reminds me of Master Blaster.
Oh, I smell repaint. And it's MMC. They love them.
They do them more than Hasbro does.
But this is a pass for me. How about you, gentlemen?
Pass.
Pass.
I'm probably going to pick it up.
Okay.
You guys, that's when you said Master Blaster, that just made me want it now, just for that.
All right, let's move on to our next one. And shout out to Lenny. We got reformatted DZEF, their IDW Deathsaurus.
About time they gave him something.
I like it. It looks like it's supposed to.
It's neat. Honestly, I'm not that big of a Deathsaurus fan. I think I might have the Fun Pup one still sitting on my shelf somewhere from 2005.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I like the way this looks compared to the other Deathsaurus we've seen earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm. Now, knowing that reformatted line is IDW, this would be the IDW thing, but it looks nothing like the other one.
What do you mean, like the original?
No, the one that we talked about earlier when you were here.
Planet X is doing an IDW style Deathsaurus, and it doesn't look like this at all, because this has solid wings, whereas the Planet X one had wings kind of like the White Prime.
Nova Prime.
There we go. So this looks more G1-ish with the wings.
I mean, it's like anything else. There could be like 3 panels where he looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I remember him looking kind of like that, except for the wings.
So are you getting this JL?
Yeah, probably.
Now this is kind of a unique because there's no token repaints for it either. So we're
gonna get. What are you talking about? You got Deathsaurus. You got DZEF Asterisk, DZEF Luminous.
Okay, well,
DZEF, something else in this.
What I mean is they're going to probably make some unique exclusive repaints, but there's nothing that there's a go-to repaint that we can expect from this.
I want them to paint him like a hen. Paint him like a chicken, or a white chicken.
Well, the head already looks kind of like a chicken.
That's what I'm saying.
A Rhode Island red?
Godzilla. Do some Godzilla.
All right. How about you, DA? Are you getting this?
No.
You knew he wasn't going to buy that. Why'd you ask him?
Because I knew he was vaping. I wanted him to cough.
Suck it, boy!
Thanks. It helps with the buzz.
True
All
story.
right, let's move on to our next one, and this is their reformatted Solidus Medium, their Die Atlas. And
It looks great.
it does look great. Again, this is the late Japanese series that I don't really care for, so I'll be passing. JL, are you getting this?
Yep. I buy almost all their stuff.
Transforms JL buying it.
Now, Deathsaurus and Die Atlas, they're from the same Japanese series, right?
I believe so, yeah. But I'm getting them because of the comic, even as I still think they resemble what's in the comic. I just can't remember Deathsaurus right off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. I know
because I seen the face. The face is right to the comic.
I know Chris mentioned that he wasn't in the comic very long.
No, but he's really cool looking.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Let's see. We got this is this MMC still?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's move on to Regret Corner.
Okay. So Ox. This is their Ocular Max PS13 Impetus.
Is that an elephant or a dick stuffed in his leg?
I don't know. This thing looks fucking stupid.
So
I think it looks great.
So this is their Vortex.
I actually
And
like it.
We also have images of their Onslaught as well in cursive.
What scale is this?
I don't know. That's the problem. It's MMC. It might be large chug.
The leg looks like a puzzle and a half.
Well, the whole thing with this kit is they're doing the combiner with no parts forming. It's the opposite of where the trend's going.
Is that
okay? Now I can understand why there's so much going on here and why it makes it look a little hokey to me.
So
I like it to look a little clean, you know.
So is that whole fist in the one leg, or does the hand split in half?
God, hurt me.
I've heard that the hand, even though it's split, comes together and still has a wrist swivel.
I have been trying to figure out how the fuck that is going to work.
Yeah, well, it supposedly has all that. So
now, was this the one that had the video with it, or was that a different Bruticus?
Yes.
Okay.
And it looks like they are going fucking balls to the wall, fucking cartoon.
Yeah, this shit looks great. I think it's gonna end up being too small for what I want to use it for. But I mean, we really don't know though. I mean,
we haven't seen anything.
It seems like they made a point not to put it with anything to show scale.
Oh no, it's too small. We don't want them to scare off.
We put it next to Jeep Peener.
They have that Onslaught displayed in a DTOF there with a riser shelf set up.
It looks big.
DTOFs are like 15 by 15 each shelf.
So that's probably
it looks like
MP.
Yeah, maybe we're just shorter. It looks like he might be the size of like Starscream, maybe.
Yeah, he's going to be smaller than the Unique Toys one. It looks like though, from my judging, looking at what I got.
But this one's looking better than the Unique Toys one. But
yeah, but he certainly isn't bad. The Unique Toys one.
I'm gonna have to watch that video again.
I got some fucking regret with that fucking Unique Toy set. I'm 4 bots in, and the last 2 are not the same fucking aesthetic.
Wait, you're 4 bots in. Which is the 4th one you bought?
I got all the limb bots.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I got $35 a piece for them. Ones I'm missing.
Suck my dick.
Yeah. I got some Camaro wheels in the garage.
What's the bolt pattern on those?
5 lug. Chevy, it'll fit your car. You have to check
on what?
You'll have to check the offset. I don't know what the offset is on it.
But
is there like a really big draw for like to make a combiner with no parts forming? I mean,
no, not for me.
Or is it just a thing?
I
think it's a thing. I think they want to fucking be able to do it to say they did it.
Yeah, I think that's a hell of an accomplishment if they do, too.
Right.
Really.
Yeah, it would be.
It's just something neat to see that they can engineer it to do it that way.
Come on, Tasaki! You can do it!
I mean, that is kind of a unique idea how they make the crotch plate for Bruticus store in the stomach of Onslaught like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to figure out how they're going to make the 2 fists come together and have a wrist swivel.
Well, you can see that it has swiveled in the photo, so apparently it does it.
Yeah, but it's obviously half and half in each leg.
Right.
Not sure. Maybe it locks in place. Maybe it's like a normal swivel peg, but it just locks in place when it's separated, so it doesn't turn and fall off.
Maybe
it's in a groove, like in a channel.
Maybe the engineers are listening
to this
magnets. Right now.
Maybe it's magnets, yo. How does it work?
It could be magnets.
I'm fine with magic, because right now I am leaning towards wanting this thing, just because it looks cool.
The only thing I don't like about the Onslaught is the white in the chest.
I don't think that's going to stay. I'm pretty sure that's an unpainted prototype.
I don't know.
They is not going to leave his head white and his chest white. It looks dumb.
No, not the combine. Like, what?
Oh, you mean in the Onslaught, the bot mode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
the face is also unpainted, too, it looks like.
Yeah, they don't look like there's a lick
eyes.
of paint on any of that shit.
Well, damn, motherfucker. It's at a convention. Paint the fucking thing.
No.
Yeah.
Right. Well, because when you look at it, the crotch plate on Bruticus, it obviously folds up into the stomach, so I'm sure the backside will be painted blue. And then
we had hours to bring in all these DTOFs and set them up and shit, but no one could dig fucking 10, 15, 20 minutes and add a little fucking paint.
Because if they paint it before the pre-orders, no matter what color they paint it, it's going to be fucking wrong. Everyone's going to bitch no matter what. Painter.
But as far like everything from the video, it just I really want this set now. I think I've convinced myself that I'm definitely on and getting this set.
Mm-hmm.
But anyone else?
I might be. I think
Yeah,
I
I'm
might
interested
switch.
to see how it goes. Yeah.
I don't
For
know if
sure.
I can switch or not.
Well,
Depends on the size for me too, especially.
Yeah, I didn't get Unique Toys or Zeta, so I'm off the hook there. But if you already have some of either one of those sets, obviously it's a bigger decision.
God damn it! This fucking news just doesn't stop.
I know, it's just
No.
never ending.
All right, let's move
Man.
on to our next item then. Let's see. We have one of the other big reveals from the weekend was reformatted Magna Inventa, MMC's Skylynx.
That motherfucking time.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's not as big as everybody hopes because it's not MP for sure.
It's not
But
the
it's
links.
still pretty good size.
It's not the links we need. It's the links we deserve.
So
But it
well,
looks like the comic one. Like it looks just like the comic one.
that picture with him facing off against Pharaoh Rex, that's what sells it for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. It makes me jiggle a little bit.
And personally, it's close enough to fucking G1 for me to just get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And enjoy it.
They put that up for pre-order already too. The links part of it is, I think, $120.
Oh, they're selling it in 2 parts?
Yeah.
You cocksuckers.
Bastards. Oh, you fucking do that, wouldn't you, you bastard?
It doesn't need to be sold that way. I mean, you can't tell me you can't fit the shuttle in vehicle mode in a box. But whatever.
Say, oh, we save on postage.
Yay! Jed rings in the racism mark.
Time stamped.
So who's all getting the Skylynx?
Me.
No,
I think it's good. I like it.
it does
It's
look
going
good.
on my MMC shelf. Dude, you take that Skylynx and you put them with your Iron Factory guys.
Hmm.
Your little tiny... Because they did a good job on the IDW look too, man. That'd be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm getting a boner.
Seeing all the pre-orders you're going to spend your Camaro money on.
No, that money's going to be gone by the end of tomorrow. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's already looking for strip clubs and cocaine here.
No, in reality, be like, what doll can I buy now?
Yeah.
I didn't
All right,
think you
look.
could sell.
I need more RoboCop accessories.
Yeah, I do.
Johnny 5.
Is there a company that makes one of the fucking the cop cars?
From what?
Oh,
From
no, that'd be
RoboCop.
awesome. No, but there is
The old
a...
Ford Taurus or whatever they use.
There is a battle damage one that comes with Alex Murphy.
There
Nice.
you go.
I know a guy that could paint me a damn
No, you don't.
Ford Taurus.
No, you
I'm
don't.
not talking about you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you only do free commissions that I give to people that don't appreciate it.
All right, speaking of not being appreciated, let's move on to our next piece, and that's Cylindrus, IDW Roller from MMC. So this is a remold of their Tarn figure in the Roller, who, prior to the major spoiler reveal, everyone thought was Tarn.
It fucking looks fantastic.
I'm gonna buy 2. No, not really. Just go buy 1.
It looks great. It looks like it stepped off the fucking comic panel, but once again, I've made a custom that fills the need, and I like it.
You know what sucks though?
Hmm.
Doesn't look like it's Tarn. Spoiler alert.
But technically, all those fucking IDW designs started to blend together. They were all like, just smooth, arm and leg and torso things, and then basically some fucking distinguishing characteristics built around that same kind of frame. And I know what that sounds like, but I think you know what I mean.
With the orange chest, it almost kind of makes me think of a little bit like a Roadbuster. With the color scheme there.
No, I'll repaint it then.
Chris, are you robot racist? Are you trying to say they all look alike?
Yes.
No.
All the fucking look alike. You all look alike.
All right, but anyway, I'm passing on this thing. Jill, you're getting it. Anyone else getting it?
Nope.
No.
You're wrong.
All right, and what the hell is this thing next?
Nickel.
Nickel.
She's
Yay!
DJD. She's fucking. She's like the nanny fucking bunch and the mechanic.
She's also pretty sick, though.
Okay, so this is a
Like mental.
So this is-
yeah.
so this is
Yeah.
a tiny fembot Decepticon for the DJD that kind of reels them in.
Yep.
She just takes care of them.
The
She's
Autobots
their
get
nurse.
fucking RC, and then the Decepticons get this fat fucking sap of shit.
She is the Mrs. Garrett of the fucking DJD.
Okay. Now I just picture her going, what?
Tarn!
Jesus, stop. You're ruining everything, man. Stop it.
So are those all like, are those all tools hanging off the chest there?
Yep.
So this is a mechanic bot.
Yeah.
Now, I guess I'm unfamiliar with the character because I didn't read IDW. Now,
Yeah, me
She was
too.
a surprise, that's for sure.
okay, so based on just the prototype images here, do all those tools have to come off to transform it, or?
Yeah, they
Oh,
look
you
like
know
they
they
just
do.
hang on there.
I think they turn.
Maybe.
Because-
Well, they look like they're just hung on there. Like, literally hung on there. Like an
they're
accessory.
on. Yeah, they're on hooks, not pegs.
Mhm.
Because the way it looks like in transformation is that would be inside on the bottom underneath the vehicle mode.
Could be. Who knows?
So, is anyone getting this to go with their DJD?
Let me think about it. Yes.
Once again, I built one.
Okay.
And they
What
also
did you build
showed
yours out of?
Huh?
What did you build yours out of?
A bunch of different parts, man. Kit bashed the motherfucker out of it.
So how tall is it compared to the other DJD members?
It's the proper scale.
Okay, so it's a tiny little piece of shit.
It's not exactly tiny. It's probably about 4.5 inches tall.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the next Fembot, and that's Ocular Max PS04 Azalea. Okay, so that's a popular name apparently, but so this is their RC.
Looks good.
So this is MP scale, just like a Rouge.
Yep.
Yeah, this does look pretty legit.
Because
Well, that's pretty good.
I know a lot of people had complaints about Rouge, so it'll be interesting to see if this is better than
Fill the
that.
void.
Because
It doesn't look MP to me.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like a Voyager scale or something.
It's
Well, it's going to be in the
from
MSC scale.
It's MP from like 3 years ago.
Well, wasn't RC like a smaller bot? Like she was like what, like a little bit smaller than Hot Rod, right?
No, she's about the same size as Hot Rod, I think.
It's super panely.
They're all super panely, dude. There's no other way to do it.
Well,
At least
there's a right way to do it and a wrong way, and the toy world was the wrong way. But
Oh God, the toy world, yeah.
But
There's
once
still
again,
people that love that thing.
do we have a waist swivel of some merit? That's the
I don't
torso,
care.
like right below the torso, doesn't move.
It looks like it twists above the waist, like in the chest area.
yeah, like the white part above the dark gray part looks like it twists.
Yeah.
She's got a broken sternum.
If you look at the bottom right-hand photo in the notes, it looks like there's a slight ab crunch as well.
I mean, it
where
looks
she's
really
kneeling
good.
on her knees.
Yeah, it even looks like the dark gray part actually turns a little bit on top of the pink waist as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if she's the same size as the Masterpiece Hot Rod that came out, she would look really good with that.
Yeah.
Because of the size and the style. This is more like a Takara MP style to me, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Like the modern plastic MP.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Whereas the Fans Toys looks more like a sculpture with some panels on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fucking alt mode. It may not be finished painted yet, but it
That's pretty good.
It kind of looks like a fucking lady's razor.
Yeah.
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 But hey, you know what? Where the hell did those little seats come from?
I
For
think
real.
it's just the knees and the way they sit in there makes it look like, interior.
That looks like it's on purpose, though,
Well,
That's
of
kinda
course,
smart.
I mean, it was engineered into it, but yeah, it looks like that it actually has a half-ass interior.
Which is pretty neat. But I'm thinking about getting this just because I don't have the Fans Toys Rouge, and this kind of looks better to me.
Yeah, there's
This
something
is something
about it I
I'd
like.
to see. It looks like a lot of fun, and it definitely looks like it's more fun to play with than the Fans Toys, like for sure.
Right.
Like it looks like it probably moves, poses, everything bends a little easier than the Fans Toys.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. I might pick it up to play with. It depends on what it costs. It's probably
Right.
going to be $80 like the rest of them.
Well, and if push comes to shove, you can always have an RC in vehicle mode and robot mode.
I think this is going to be really cool to see them repaint. I mean, just like the old one that they love to do. I'd like to see a couple different versions of this.
I'd be down if they did the Nightbird repaint that the Hasbro release did.
Oh, that'd be cool. Actually, I might fucking just get this for that.
Expensive custom.
But, all right, let's move on to our next item. So we got MakeToys Speed, their G2 Rapido. So is this a legend scale, or is this what is
Who the
this?
fuck is Rapido?
G2 character.
Yay!
He's an Autobot.
I'm going to buy it.
Of course you are.
Fuck yeah, I love G2 shit.
I think it's it was pictured with their IDW stacks, which is pipes.
I'll be honest with you, I thought it was a GoBot when I first saw it. I was just trying to figure out who it was. It kind of looks like there's GoBots below it.
And he scales pretty much head to head with them.
GoBots are trying to make a comeback.
So this is like a deluxe scale then?
I would say, yeah.
Okay.
Chug.
Yeah, I'll probably pass on this. I still have the Fun Pub repaint of Prowl.
Well, that moss stuff is usually pretty cheap too.
So that's enough G2 Rapido for me. Let's move on to our next thing, and that's GoBots. So Action Toys is not dead yet.
Don't let them trick you. I bought a few of these, and they were all trash. They look great, and they are worth the $45 you pay for them. But it's been a while since I've been happy with a $45 basically third-party toy.
I don't know. It's not been that long.
Damn, that turbo looks good, except for the X-Transbot Crackdown.
So this is their turbo, and then I vaguely remember the one next to it. It's called Blue Jet, but that was a Renegade. I remember that.
It's Fightor. Or
Fitor, or whatever.
Oh, okay. No, it was Fightor. It had to be Fightor.
Fightor. Fitor.
Okay.
I'm a Fightor!
So then...
I have extra chromosome!
Then next to those, we have some large GoBots.
They look pretty good.
So, is the one on the left supposed to be stacks or what?
No, these aren't anything we saw over here that I can tell.
Mainline GoBot characters, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck they are. They just kind of look cool.
That blue truck guy on the right is kind of like a really hard to find figure, like from Machine Robo.
Mhm.
And that kind of
GoBot characters, then fuck you anyways.
yeah. What'd you say now?
So if you're naming GoBot characters, fuck you anyways.
I'll have you know, I have a pretty good GoBot collection. I probably have almost all the US shit.
Excuse me, sir. I have a fine collection of GoBots.
They're fucked.
Did the GoBots ever have a combiner?
Yeah,
they had a couple
Yeah,
of
they
them.
did.
Gotta check out the Robot Chicken skit. On the fucking
Yeah, they had Puzzler, and then they had the Puzzler, and then they had that Lord Satan or whatever that was fucking from Japan. I think it was badass.
It wasn't kind of similar to Monstructor or something like that. It was all
Yeah.
monsters.
But it's like Lord Satan or something.
Hallelujah.
You know you're serious when you name your combiner, stuff like that. See, I actually ended up with a lot of GoBots when I was a kid.
But yeah,
My parents were cheap too.
Yeah.
I just looked forward into the knockoff corner and laughed.
I have not bought any of the previous GoBots like JL did, so I'm not really feeling compelled to buy any of these.
They're
Fuck
not
a GoBot.
horrible. They're not horrible, but they look way better than they are. Like, they look great.
Now, this is
They
made
feel
by
like garbage.
isn't this made by a company that's like loosely associated with FansProject?
I don't know. They're official. I don't think they're third party.
Well,
Well,
I know
I mean-
they're officially licensed, but I thought a lot of people said in those first releases that there was a lot of similar aesthetic choices.
Yeah, I see it.
So.
I mean, let's go back to JL's point that they look great, but they're like garbage. I mean, the original GoBots were fucking garbage, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they were tough though, man. They were hard to break.
Oh, so these can break garbage.
Oh, well, they feel like chintzy and cheap when you're touching them.
Okay.
I haven't broken it yet, but they definitely don't feel high quality.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember GoBots being quite durable.
GoBots are completely different from
And they were
Transformers. Like, they're way
adorable as
simpler.
well.
Yeah, they're really cool.
I just remember they were
They were
small.
for kids that weren't gay.
They need to make a fucking dive, and I'll buy that because I think that's the only GoBot I ever had because it was submarine, and
I
there
have
was never
3
a
versions of that.
submarine transformer.
I
have like
remember.
3 versions of that.
What the fuck was which one was the train? Was it
Lo-
like Loco?
Probably
Yeah,
Choo
Loco.
Choo.
Loco.
It was
The,
local.
the fucking black. I remember I threw that at my brother's fucking head and sliced him open.
I told you.
That was-
Them
that was
GoBots
pretty
don't
cool.
fuck around.
Yeah, that was fucking
Toy
pretty
was
solid.
still mint.
And now that you're older, you can throw a 4 Loco at his head.
And I don't think it's shown here, but they did actually do a fucking train.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
wait,
looks good.
there
I
it
see
is.
him.
It's over fucking behind Turbo.
Oh, that's local right there.
Yep. And that looks like a cartoon.
I might get the local one just because I have a soft spot for the train formers, but other than that, no. All right, well, I know it was a long haul here, especially with JL popping in and out,
Mm-hmm.
but we are finally through the news, gentlemen.
I like to pop in and out.
Yeah, but it was a TFCon news, so, it deserves an hour and a half of our time.
Right,
Or
and
2
honest-
hours and 19 minutes.
I didn't know we were going to do all that because I popped into the show and saw the notes for the first time halfway through. I was like, Jesus Christ, we're doing all this shit.
well, it was a
It
lot
sucked.
to take in.
Look, our store is closed already. Thanks.
I mean, we could have went completely overboard and done all the SDCC reveals, but we're going to handle that next week.
Or not.
And there's some new Generations figures. You talking about those?
Yeah, well, next week is when we're going to talk about that shit.
They
So-
look pretty good, though. Like,
So, anyway,
they're moving up.
save it, JL. Don't spoil our audience. They're going to be on a sugar high from all our sweet talk this week.
Leave
And I've
them
only been on the
wanting.
show for like 20 minutes.
All right, let's
How
move on
about-
to our custom spotlight. And Chris, would you take us away?
I sure will, sir. Our custom tonight is by, and I'm going to try and pronounce this the way I think it is, Claypool Customs.
Okay.
He is a builder of non-transforming but articulated IDW accurate styrene models, and they look awesome.
Yeah, they look pretty cool.
They are, fuck MMC. This is pure fucking IDW. I mean, if you wanted a collection of IDW characters, this should be it. If this was mass produced, because the fucking things hardly ever transformed in a goddamn comic. So you might as well just have them fucking be statues or figures.
Yeah.
And this looks like it wouldn't cost nearly as much to make as buying those flame toys.
But what we have here is their pipes, or his pipes, and it really looks like it stepped off the comic panel. The guy takes great care in getting the aesthetic as close to the comic as he can. As it, you see the other characters here. He's got the First Aid and Ratchet, Tailgate and Swerve.
You're Ratchet.
Mm.
And I've seen other customs, so if you want to see more of his stuff, just go look it up on his Facebook thing here. It'll be in the show notes and shit.
It surprises me that he put the red spot on the chest, but he didn't actually put an Autobot logo there.
Yeah.
That just seems odd.
Well, to be fair, I don't see any symbols on any of them.
Well, isn't there one on Ratchet's chest? It's hard to see, but it's just if he's making these himself and he's not selling them, I don't know why you wouldn't put a symbol on, but maybe it's just his personal choice.
Maybe. But yeah, this guy's the bee's knees when it comes to IDWs.
Mm-hmm.
IDWs.
Hey man, I'm like fucking 3 bowls in. Cut me some slack.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah, these definitely look nice. Non-transforming figures aren't exactly my thing that I'm interested in, but these do look nice.
Transformation snob.
Yeah, definitely go look up this dude's other catalog, his portfolio, whatever you fucking call it. Because he does a lot of fucking cool work. He's working on a Misfire, or maybe just finished it, and it's, again, looks like it fucking came right out of the comic.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to what DA has already discovered, and that's KO Corner.
Yay!
I can't even make the bliss sound because I'm. Oh. So what we are looking at.
God, the fucking price on it even is fucking hilarious.
What we are looking at is a remote control bone crusher bulldozer. Now, I don't know what exactly they used for base here, but it is kind of weird that the bulldozer mode itself looks very similar to the Combiner Wars Bone Crusher vehicle mode.
He got dick missiles, yo. Oh, he's about to splooge all over Jazz.
Red Rocket! Red Rocket!
What is that at his feet? Is it like a cat in between his legs and his feet?
Yes.
Really?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it does. The fuck?
Like a Littlest Pet Shop or whatever?
Yeah.
No, I think that's a fucking, like, a turning wheel. Like, so it can go side to side.
Is there a child in the world that really wants this for $30?
Well, the thing is,
if you're overseas and you're poor, you ain't got $30.
I blew up that panel because, and this just may be something that he has in a template on everything that he puts up, but it says KO version.
Well, obviously. So there's a real one of these somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Jesus.
There's a Caterpillar licensed one somewhere. God, this is trash.
This is absolutely terrible.
What? I vomit with a hundo.
This thing makes me laugh.
You should buy it.
I don't want this fucking piece of
Did
shit.
the treads actually move
For
though?
$30? No way.
The treads move though?
They could give me $30 to consider it.
I doubt.
If the treads move, they're better than Zeta Toys.
I bet you there's some wheels underneath in the back end, and that's how it moves.
Yeah.
What about if it's this Toy World's new Devastator they're working?
Oh god.
After Zeta steals their designs.
If combined mode works, then so be it.
God, this is trash.
Yes, it is.
Big trash too.
It has 2 moving parts, but yet it transforms.
There's a whole fucking series of these things.
Get the fuck out of here.
I wish it was a headmaster too. Your little head, take it off and stick it in the truck, in the bucket of the truck.
All right, well, we got
controlled. Where's the remote? I don't see a remote in the photos.
We got to move on, fellas, as terrible as this is.
Remote sold separately.
All right, we're going to move on to my bargain bin picks for the week. If Jed had mentioned Prime Day earlier, this was on sale on Prime Day. They had the Power of the Prime Voyager Starscream for only $8. So
damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
I still wouldn't have bought one.
I wish I would have waited to do my fucking land. Is that custom?
But $8 is a pretty good price considering it retails for $25. You know. Anyway, and I picked this one. I don't know if I've picked this one before, but
I think he's been on sale since we started the show, dude.
Could be.
I think he was a Bedbugs bargain bin before he was a bargain bin.
Could have been, but I picked this one just because of JC. It's a TFC Detective, and he's on sale for $40 right now on BBTS.
You know what's funnier? This is just as likely to make you quit the hobby. So instead of $40K, $40 will make you get out. Oh god, that thing is trash.
It would be kind of funny to pick one of these up and have a customizer paint it black and send it to Catfish.
Oh, if only we knew a customizer that liked to work for free.
Or you could just fucking go look up a goddamn alternators. I'm sure they made a black one.
Yeah, probably.
The alternators, they did Hound, they did Swindle, and they did Roll Bar, and those were green, orange, and yellow.
You just spray paint it black. Just do a shit job on it.
Yeah. Like, here's my
he ain't never gonna listen to this. He ain't never gonna listen to this show anyways. We should do that shit and mail it to him.
Yeah.
Everybody pitch in $10.
That's a good question. We ought to ask that motherfucker see if he's actually listening to this show now.
He's not. You know he's not.
Cocksucker.
If he was, he would have left the chat by now.
Right?
I mean, like seriously left the chat, not halfway leave it and come back.
Well, we just speaking the truth.
Dude! Hey, alright, can you 3D print his face for the head of this figure? Anybody got a 3D printer that can print like a muddled head? Some knots in it.
Yeah, I think fucking Walmart you can go and fucking get your face scanned and they fucking make little figures of you.
Nice, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you could do that.
Or we could get that fucking action figure fucking thing of Joe Hudson and fucking put that face on there. It almost exactly looks like Catfish.
I could. It's still at that shop for $5. It's been there ever since I discovered the shop 5 years ago.
Yeah.
There was 2. I bought one of them.
All right, we're doing it. Go get it. We'll fucking figure out buying this thing and.
That's my
it.
$10.
Yeah, either get an alternator or one of these things. Alternators are cheaper.
And you know what we're gonna do? In honor of Catfish, we're not gonna send it to him. We're gonna film ourselves blowing it the fuck up.
Yeah. We could even do it. We could even do it at TFCON.
And we'll send him the fucking parts.
Yeah, we should have it done by TFCon. That's a really good idea.
If you send it to him, he'll just blow it up anyways.
All right. Well, let's now that we've planned some of our festivities for the convention, let's move on to well, we don't actually have an asshole of the week, so I guess we default to Catfish.
Yay! He's like our champion now. He's always asshole.
Look at this. Tyler fucking got out of the fucking, understood asshole. It is now Justin.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to our 13 questions. It's time to get to know our guest a little bit better. Are you ready, Jed?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Bring it on, baby.
All right, number one, when it comes to the internet or in real life, what is your preferred name or handle that you like people to know you by?
Jed. No, I used to use Dark Jed V a lot, but I'm just kind of defaulting to Jed now. So.
Now, Jed is an unusual first name. Where did it come from?
That was originally my parents named me off of two things. They had a family friend named Jed, and my dad was really into the Jed Smith, the explorer or whatever, back during the Lewis Park days.
Okay.
Dora.
So, is your legal name Jed, or is it short for like Jedediah or something like that?
No, it's just Jed. It's not like Jedethis or anything like that, or anything weird.
Jedamunga.
Jed Throw.
Because I was listening to your back and forth, the last episode, and you mentioned your parents liked fucking bluegrass, and I'm like, tell me they fucking named them, fucking hillbilly songs.
No, it was based off that weird fucking explorer hunter kind of guy or whatever.
That's cool.
Okay. So, number two, what year were you born, sir?
1974.
All right, that was a good year.
New record.
So, what was it like back then, Chris?
In the olden times.
Well, the Flyers fucking won back-to-back cups.
Oh.
Man, y'all were still riding that just got to the moon high.
Gas was 10 cents. Loaves of bread were 5.
That's it, yeah. How was the depression?
Go ahead.
All in the Family and Sanford and Son fucking ruled the airwaves. Then came the Jeffersons. And god damn it, we need to get back to that kind of fucking humor.
Sliced bread was invented.
Speaking of sliced bread, question number 3. What is your favorite sandwich?
Alright, you ready? Alright. A buffalo chicken cheesesteak. Like you make the roll into garlic bread.
Ooh.
That sounds wild as fuck.
Damn.
That's some good shit.
Yep.
Hey, that sounds pretty good, man. I think my wiener jiggled a little bit.
Fucking Kyle make them for you?
It's delicious.
So, what kind of cheese you put on there?
American cheese.
Hey, Dustin, stop eating, man.
I'm rocking fruit snacks. We all know how terrible
I love
are.
fruit snacks, man. These things are good.
Here, I dumped them all out. It's done now.
Yeah, stop making all that noise, damn it.
All right. Question number 4. What's your favorite type of music, sir?
Progressive music. So I like listening to bands like Rush.
Amen.
I also like some of that newer synthwave stuff, like Gunship and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. So
You have Primus?
What about Alan Parsons Project?
Yeah, that's some good shit too. So
I like it.
I'm into all that shit. So.
All right. Question number 5. What got you back into collecting?
Mike and Levy. They peer pressured me into fucking buying shit. So.
Oh, that's the worst.
They're like, you gotta get this, and I was like, I will never fucking spend that type of money on a fucking plastic robot. What the fuck's wrong with you? Here I am, fucking 5 FansProject fucking Dinobots later. So
what was the first figure you bought when you got back in?
It was that's a good question. I think it was either Snarl, I think, from FansProject, or it might have been the what's Starscream? Was he MP11?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he was MP11.
It was the MP11. I think I got the NJCC like 2 years ago. So.
Okay. All right, well, that gives us kind of a hint of the next question. What scale do you collect, sir?
I'm collecting everything. But like I said, I was collecting MP there in the beginning, and then I was collecting some fucking, like, chugs, and then now I'm, like, getting all into the legends. So I'm getting away from MPs and into legends.
It's definitely a lot easier on the wallet.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta...
And display space.
I gotta buy those fucking cross dimensions, though. You know, that's just so something about them I just really like. So they're you know, in that chug scale. So
They're your guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I'm all over the fucking place with scale and shit. And I don't fucking care. I'm not a completist. I'm not a scale snob. So whatever I think looks cool is usually what I get. So.
Okay, that kind of answers part of the next question. Do you have a focus collection, like, say, of any characters or any aesthetics, or do you have any non-Transformer collections?
I've been, like, really getting into the Play Arts Kai stuff. Ever since I got Cloud and Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, I really, really like those figures. They're, like, I'd say 10.5-inch figures, but they're made, like, really, really well. And they look just fantastic. So I
have a couple. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like them. So, and then I'm also collecting Marvel Legends. So I get into a lot of that shit.
Yeah, there was I think I seen there was a bunch of new ones coming out at SDCC. A bunch of the Black Panther Marvel Legends.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna skip that one. I'm more into like the Spider-Man, you know, and the bad guys and all that shit. So
okay. You really like Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery?
I do. I like
Bad Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And the X-Men. So I'm kind of into, like, you know, that 90s X-Men look and the the Spider-Man's Rogues. So
okay. To KO or not to KO?
Not KO, right? So from the rumors that I've heard, the Chinese put a little bit of their extra, you know, toxic waste in every KO figure. to help bring down the American government.
Doors are terrorized.
I've heard those rumors. I believe that's the leading cause of small peener.
Yep, and peener cancer.
Now, actually, I was looking at a bunch of different KOs and stuff.
We make them have a smaller peener than us.
We make up disintegrate.
So you were looking at a few KOs, but you just couldn't pull the trigger on them?
I was. And I think I don't... It's not that I worry about fucking cancer. It's like...
I hope not. I hope people don't really believe all that.
It's not that I worry about fucking cancer. I think it's quality, you know? So if a K... Like, there's a lot of KOs that were done better
than the... Yeah.
Right, exactly, or better. So
if like all the GoBots.
If that's the case, then just buy it.
Why not all the GoBots? I keep waiting for like.
I can go both ways.
Oh, you can. Huh?
Yeah.
Coming to TFCON?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Daddy's going to NJCC. We're closer.
Cool.
And it's a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Giggity.
I'm gonna have my own stand at fucking RetroCon.
Are you going to that?
Yeah. Yep.
I kind of want to go to that, man. That sounds really cool.
I've driven all the way out to RetroCon one year. It was a long trip for me coming from Wisconsin to get all the way to Philadelphia, but it was all right. I mean, they had a Larry Kenny from Thundercats Lino, so that's who I wanted to meet. And plus I wanted to go see the Liberty Bell and, you know, Independence Hall and all that. But that location, it's a giant old abandoned warehouse is what the convention center is.
Cool.
So, like, when you walk in...
Whoa, the fuck, whoa.
Mr.
Gary Con in a goddamn barn.
I know.
Triggered!
But
last year they had it in the convention center, so they actually have halls now, and letters and everything that go with it. So it's been upgraded a little bit.
DairyCon's like a weekend swap meet.
And that's what RetroCon kind of
Flea
is. Only
market.
they actually bring in guests and stuff like that and have panels. But
Yeah.
it was fun to do it once. If I lived closer, I'd probably go to it more often. But to go cross country again just for that, probably not.
But this year,
When I was there last year, there was a girl. She was dressed up as Starscream, and they were doing like a cosplay contest. And I said to her, I said, oh, can I get a picture of you? And I fucking scared the shit out of her. She didn't want to fucking look at me or talk to me or anything.
why? For fucking just asking for a picture?
Yeah, just for a picture. She was like all fucking like. I guess some people don't fucking.
Maybe it was
her.
her first cosplaying.
Okay,
Maybe.
yeah, but you're fucking dressed up like something it's cool or interesting. It's not like, you're a creeper and you just come up on some fucking strange bitch and be like, yo, maybe let's take a picture.
I was like, I was like, oh wow, Starscream, that's cool. I said, do you mind to get a picture? And she was like fucking Beaker from the Muppets. She was like, me. I was like, thanks a lot. She was like, me. Like turned around. I'm like, okay, fucking weirdo.
Maybe she felt you were super attractive and she was creaming in her pants.
Maybe that's what it was.
Oh my god, it's an actual boy that's talking.
Oh
to
my
me.
god!
My womanly juices are flowing in this costume.
A man is talking to me. Oh my god.
So, speaking of getting in touch with your feminine side, what movie makes you cry?
What movie makes me cry? That's a fucking good one. Shit. I don't know. Fucking Spice World.
That's a new one.
Who's your favorite Spice?
What's that?
Who's your favorite Spice Girl?
Probably fucking Ginger Spice.
Fuck yeah.
She's the redhead one,
Yep.
obviously. Even the Spice Girls were racially driven.
All right, let's go on to number 10. Have you ever done anything untoward for your toy addiction?
No.
You haven't done anything that you feel bad about to get
Frog.
anything?
Yeah.
Ain't
okay. Yeah. Oh, so I was at Walmart, and there was a
Trash
figure,
can.
and there was a
Couple of trash cans.
5-6-year-old kid, and he wanted it, but I fucking took it before he got there.
Nice. That's how the real world works, boy.
Yeah.
Mama, I want that. Oh, the man took it.
That's right,
me,
and
sir,
the man gonna
my-
be taken from you your whole life. You can fight
Excuse
the
me,
man.
sir. I think my son might want that toy. Yeah,
I'm
and
like-
I got it first. Fuck off, lady.
Dude,
Like,
when
Here's
he
a
gets
fucking
a job, come back and talk to me.
Here's a rescue bot. Shut the fuck up.
yeah, you didn't want to buy
Oh
it.
no,
anyway.
it was not a rescue bot.
No. That's what I give him instead. And there was
Yeah.
a
Yeah, if it was a rescue bot, then you'd be like the world's biggest
Like, he's
dick.
gonna break it anyways.
He's gonna end up chewing on it. Look at him.
He's a waterhead.
I
All right,
like eggs.
let's move on to question 11. Are you into tits, ass, legs, face, or other? What's your favorite?
yes. To all of them.
Oh, Peter.
Come on,
Yes,
pick
sir.
a favorite.
Breasts, of course. Has to be.
Breasts.
The tits are pretty cool.
Yeah,
They're pretty neat.
they are.
All right.
Neat.
All right, number 12. What's a weird thing about you, such as an idiosyncrasy, a phobia, or just a really neat talent? What do you got?
I can change the color of my eyes.
Oh,
Like on demand and shit.
Yeah, it takes like a minute or two, but yeah, I can change them from green to blue and blue to green.
What do you
Well,
walk
Dustin
around with
can
a
make
pocket
his turn
full of
red.
contacts? Yeah, I'm really good at making mine turn red.
Dustin can make his turn red.
I can show you how to make them eyes closed too.
I know how you do that trick.
Mhm.
It's just simple subterfuge. You just change the color of your shirt.
No, I can actually stare into a mirror and like make them go from like green to blue and back.
What are you, like a fucking walking chameleon or something?
I don't know. I've been able to do it since I was a kid. So.
Some people's eyes change color. You just don't usually have any control over it.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
Or are you a karma chameleon?
Are you a lizard, man? Are you one of those lizard people? You live in the center of the flat Earth? Are you from the center of the flat Earth?
This is my shitty mutant ability I got when I turned like fucking 30.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I was hoping for teleportation or invisibility or flight, but I got fucking eye color change.
Hey man, if you ever break the law and they come for you, man, they're gonna get you. Green eyes, yeah, green eyes, got you, fucker. And then you change them. No, we have to let him go. His eyes aren't the right color anymore. This definitely isn't him.
I'm sorry, Jed. I only like guys with blue eyes. So go into the bathroom. I'm gonna show this bitch.
And then he's like,
Dude, could you give a courtesy flush?
Like someone going super saiyan bathroom.
Isn't that you guys remember the X-Men video game, arcade game?
Yeah.
When Colossus would do his mutant ability, he'd
you're like roid out.
That's exactly what that sounded like.
Oh man.
So
The eyes are blue.
Speaking of weird noises, what's your go-to sex position, sir?
Power bottom. Either that or the clock.
The clock?
To the clock, yeah. That's when you do a handstand and you lean up against the wall.
Backwards, yeah. The clock.
So is it better clockwise or counterclockwise?
You mean clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clock. I've never heard that one. That's awesome.
You're gonna try it, aren't you, Dustin? He's trying to do that shit right now, but he's huffing because he smokes too much pot.
Carrie, you can do a handstand, can't you?
Jesus. Oh, you fucking little shit. I'm playing tug of war with the bullfrog and she just bit me.
Bite him. Bite him.
All right. Well, thanks for running our 13 questions, Jed.
Yeah, that was good, especially at the end there. Oh, you fucking little shit.
Hey, Jed,
man, you're making dog ownership seem grand.
Before we get into the bullshit section, you want to talk about Blackout Shout and your back and forth?
Indeed.
Yeah. I'll plug. First of all, congratulations, guys, for 50 episodes.
Thank you.
Done.
You as
I
well.
don't know how we made it.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's a shout out to Blackout Shout, the other podcast that I'm on, and then the other podcast I'm on, Back and Forth with Tyler from Safe Slack. That's kind of fun. I like the idea of doing a generation gap and seeing what kind of shit they like, like millennials like versus like the Gen X guy, so we can
Beast Wars.
Yeah, right. Movies and music back and forth and stuff like that. And man, if you guys were listening to the last episode, his music selection was fucking trash.
God, I did.
No way.
Rings of Saturn.
Hold on, I'm gonna
look
that up on the phone.
Had,
what the fuck was it called?
Rings of Saturn.
Rings of Saturn. I knew there was a fucking planet in it.
Wasn't there a wrestler that had a move called Rings of Saturn or something?
I don't know. It was when I was listening to it. I told him that I was listening to it on Spotify. That the best part was when the commercials broke in. That's how.
Yeah.
It was fucking terrible.
What kind of music is it?
All right.
Here you go.
Sorry.
Chris will cue it up. That's cool.
Oh, it's that scream. I can't.
All right. Jesus Christ.
What is he saying?
I don't know. But apparently
Those
Tyler
I draw the
knows.
line. Like I love metal and shit, but I draw the line when I can't understand any of the lyrics.
Dude, fucking.
It sounds like it literally sounds like they're fucking torturing a cat. It's like,
Those
fucking,
arpeggio guitar scale was fucking sick though. That was like the
It's
only
right,
cool part
Smarty
about
Pants.
that when the guitar went.
Mr. Big Words.
we call that the musicians in the world call that finger diarrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
So
You know how you ruined
anyway,
that
so yeah,
concert?
shout out.
Same hand pattern up, same hand pattern down.
Give that dude an antihistamine, just ruins the whole show.
And just so you know, and Tyler made this apparent on the episode, that is a theme album. It's about aliens coming to Earth and just fucking shit up.
Nice.
Okay.
I was drunk the whole time during that episode.
Every episode you're drunk.
I think I wasn't drunk on one of them. I'm not really that drunk right now. I only had one drink.
Hmm.
I'm trying to see how
yeah.
I'm trying to see how long of a cocaine straw I can make out of these money.
Hmm. All right, let's move on.
So,
No.
So,
that's-
yes. So shout out to that. And the one thing too, I was gonna kind of like let everybody know too is that I'm gonna plug my own shit that I'm gonna be doing like a side business thing where it's gonna be called Hidden Toys. So I'm gonna be making like 3D models of shit that either people haven't made yet, like accessories and stuff, or they were
to make.
right.
Yeah,
And then
requests.
I'm gonna use Shapeways as the storefront so that everything can be 3D printed out.
Dude, just make a JC head and put it on Shapeways and see how many you
Yeah.
sell.
I just might. So
You should,
That's
dude.
up-
It'd be awesome.
Halloween's coming up, kids. You want to scare the bejesus out of people?
You
The
put
first
your
thing-
mask on, you go next door, and you show them liberals who you are.
3 more days till Halloween.
You can even call it JV01 fish fucker.
Yeah.
The fish fucker.
the
These
first,
But
fucking
it's-
fish fuckers.
You guys remember Seaman for the Sega Saturn?
Seaman. No, I don't
Everybody.
remember that at
It's the
all.
only game that used the microphone accessory for. It's actually from Japan. Yeah, if you should put his face on a fish body. That'd be funny as shit. I'd buy that too. I would buy the sand sculpture version of that off of Shapeways.
I'll have to take her to the Google.
Googles.
so the first thing I'm gonna do is the Springer torpedo. That's the first thing I have done. So
Oh, you're gonna bankrupt some small company that's working on that shit right now.
Welcome.
It's probably
Yeah,
Toy World. Tomorrow Toy World's gonna announce it. You'll be like, gotcha, bitch.
so yeah, but I have like the white plastic version, and then I got a colored sandstone version of it too. So, but there's a whole bunch of shit. I got like 5-6 pages of shit that I'm gonna think about coming out with stuff. So I might actually think one of my bigger projects I want to do is a legend scale space bridge.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Definitely
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, that'd be nice for some people to acquire.
So, but that's it. So
You get the logo done?
I did. I updated it. Came out pretty good.
Good.
So
That's the most important part, man.
yeah, no, it came out good because it's funny because I designed the one originally. It looked just like fucking Mezco, and I was like, ah, shit. So I redid it around so that it changed it, and it came out pretty good. So I'm happy with it. You got the whole silhouette of Starscream and the O for toys, and I'll send you that, Chris, and then some other pictures too that I got.
All right,
Of
cool.
shit, the prototype stuff. Awesome.
Bugs.
Yes,
Where'd you go?
I'm here.
Is it?
What's up?
Time for TKO girls there, Bugs.
All right, let's move
Snap
on
to
to our.
you.
All right. Yeah, well, this is a long show, so I was starting to get a little distracted at the end here. Okay, so our first one, is this yours, Dustin?
Yo, man, this is DA, man. What I got here is a nice, fine, thick redhead that's wearing some very, very short jean shorts. Now, she's a thick girl, but yet she's got a thigh gap.
I think the jeans is making that gap.
And she's got a pink polka dot bikini top on of some kind. Actually, those might be like a strawberry patch type theme.
Mm.
But she got some big old fat titties. She's got that like girl next door, hometown American look. And she's
fucking perfect, man.
She's fucking badass.
Mm-hmm.
The tattoo's kind of bad, though.
Call her Big Red.
That's like Gumby's horse or whatever the fuck. Like Pokey, the Greek Pokey on arm. Yeah.
The heart on the other arm doesn't look bad.
I swear to God, I would marry this bitch.
You say that every week.
And I actually, Chris was upset because this was actually his pick for the week, but I got it in there before he did.
Nice.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yep, sloppy seconds.
All right, let's move on to our next one, and this is Jed's pick, I believe.
Yeah, so I found this. It was through a 3D letter about how this woman worked on this model, this CGI model, for like years and years and years, and I was just like really, I was like astounded and the detail of everything is ridiculous. So that night, I just didn't really feel like fucking looking for anything else either. So.
So what are we looking at?
This Tifa from.
I was about to say she spent years making a Tifa model.
Yeah, 2 years.
It looks like it, but like that's kind of out of every single character you could have done.
But has there been a fucking polyester panty version?
Right.
There is now.
So there you go. Next.
She needs a shower.
All right, whose is this one?
This is mine.
Hey.
This girl, what the fuck was her name? Oh, fuck, I found it and I fucking forgot it. That doesn't matter. Bianca Beauchamp. She was in the Star Trek TKO girl upload that I did a couple nights ago. And she looks in the face and not too far off the fucking body. Very similar to a girl that I kind of started dating, but then I got too much fucking... Basically, I pussed out and fucking didn't pursue it. I became a friend of hers. But
you got friend-zoned.
No, I friend-zoned myself because I was too... She was a badass. She was a fucking cool as fuck
And you just
chick.
didn't think you could hang?
Yeah, because I was just coming out of my marriage. So I wasn't ready for that. I needed training wheels before I could get all the way back out there, and I passed up on it. She's still a cool chick. We lost touch, but you know, she was cool during a difficult period in my life. So seeing this picture reminded me of her, and I'm like, you know what? I'll make her one.
Now, is the picture on the left, is that body paint or is that latex?
That's latex.
No, that's the latex.
Okay.
But yeah, she's pretty fucking sexy.
Plus, you know, a chick in fucking latex with a body like that.
Yeah, with giant tits.
How can you fucking go wrong?
B-52 fucking haircut.
Yep.
Mm.
Beam me up your ass, up your fucking cunt, in your mouth, on your tits, everywhere.
Jeez.
All right, and this is my pick on the end here. I went through WTF, and this was the one that caught my eye.
I thought it was like your cousin or something.
No.
Jesus.
But, yes, so this is she's got kind of a blonde/brunette hair color, and her arm's up over her head, and she's wearing a green bikini, and she's thick, and she's hot as fuck.
Oh, there's another photo in here. I'm looking at something else, like some girl in the woods on the edge of a hill.
That's who Chris was talking about, the girl that the one on the left reminded him of.
Yes, I put it for comparison's sake.
Oh, okay. I wasn't following along there.
Stop smoking weed.
Turn your brains out.
But yeah, this was also one of my contenders this week as well, Bugs.
So,
She
She's
kind of
very
got that
sexy.
fucking Megan Fox fuck you face going on.
Yeah. But look at them fucking titties.
Mm-hmm.
Fine specimen indeed.
All right.
That right there is a lady.
That's
We
not a
are-
woman, that's a lady.
We are pretty much at the 3-hour mark, gentlemen. Do we want to do any discussion questions, or how long?
I don't know.
You don't know.
What are they here? There's a RoboCop one. We should at least answer that one.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do that one since Hanson
Okay,
was good enough.
which
to ask.
RoboCop is the best? This comes from John Hansen. Well, the first RoboCop.
Yeah, the OG.
Yep.
I mean, 3 On was stupid because they made a bunch of those like weird like D-list movies, and then 2 was stupid, but the first one is the best.
But
Will
2
always be the best.
2 had the fucking ricochet shot though.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
but
impressive.
That's not gonna, take over the entire, movie though.
I actually rewound a VCR tape to see that ricochet shot again once.
Am I the only one that wishes they were that kid making that money in that movie?
Fucking Hobb or whatever his name was.
I think it was Hobb. I think you're right.
Of course it was. I'm right.
I don't know, man. I was like 11. I was drunk when I was watching
He had that little fucking like briefcase type thing. It looked like
Yeah,
a
the
laptop that would fucking
briefcase
flip into a
machine gun.
fucking little Tech 9 or something.
I think it was badass.
Shit was fresh.
He's the hardest kid in the hood, man. He's like just like
He was
you,
pretty badass. He was choking out cops and shit, running around
Yeah,
with
telling
automatic guns,
bitches
smoking
how
cigarettes.
it was gonna be.
Yeah,
Remember?
selling dope.
Slanging dope.
I'm gonna watch that when we're done.
Yeah,
Cop 2.
But the
Yeah,
first,
man, I rented Rampage, but I think I'm gonna watch that instead.
but the
I'm gonna
first
go
one
in the
you
bedroom and
had,
let my wife have a guy with money for a minute.
Just walk in there and then throw it at her ass like the whole wad.
Cash money.
Woo! She's like, oh look, a couple of grand, whoop-de frickin' do.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but the
What
first
about
movie,
you, Chris?
Isn't the first movie with the bad guy was the guy from the '70s show, Dad, right? He was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Kurtwood Smith, son.
Clarence Boddicker.
Yeah.
What would Clarence Bodinger do?
I'm with Dick Jones!
Yeah. I work for Dick Jones.
Yeah.
No,
runs
that was the
off.
other dude.
No, you're right.
That was the fucking.
That was Dick.
No,
that
no,
was him.
yeah,
that,
no,
that was him.
him, yeah.
That was him. What are you fucking me up?
Yep, that was the warehouse interrogation when he fucked him up. Threw him through every sheet of glass he could find.
Yeah. And them damn prime directives all fucking him up.
God damn it! I think my kids are still up. It's like fucking 11 o'clock. They're packing to go to goddamn Disney this weekend.
They're about to say they're packing a bowl.
The only shitty special effect, in my opinion, in RoboCop, was at the end when they fucking threw the old dude out the window and his legs and arms just so happened to be like super long for no reason on the little figure that they.
I wonder if
used
that happens
to
to your
use the
dick
stop
too.
motion. What was that?
I wonder if that happens to your dick too when you fall out the airplane. Fall out of something high up. I'm gonna go bungee jumping with no pants just to see.
For some odd reason, the guy ended up having arms that went down to his goddamn ankles.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That movie was great, but yeah, RoboCop 1.
And you know what, man?
RoboCop.
Well, was he talking about the movies or which RoboCop was the best RoboCop?
Oh, you mean like the actors that portrayed him?
Yeah, because I mean,
Well,
if so,
that
RoboCop
movie-
2 is still the first RoboCop.
Yeah. Well, it's still fucking, fucking Peter Weller, right?
What about the reboot?
That was fucking, well, that does, stop, Chris.
Dude, it wasn't that bad.
It
Honestly.
wasn't that bad, but it wasn't something that makes you want to hang on to it either, like the
Dude,
old
I
one.
think I turned that shit off.
Well, I mean, the first one was done in a particular and very deliberate style to kind of poke fun at a certain way of filmmaking.
Now, isn't there speak of an actual RoboCop 2 coming out like as an actual sequel to the first one that's going to be riding that whole same rated R fucking
No, I
body
heard
count style?
I heard that it's going to be a sequel to the first two films.
Okay, so
And they're going to bring Weller back.
Or whatever.
They're going to bring Weller back somehow. There's been a bunch of comic books that go over like what happens to RoboCop like long after the events in the first three films.
Yeah.
Like where he gets old and like they reprogram him so he can't use his gun and stuff like that. Like he basically gets retired.
Terrible, dude.
Yeah, it was.
And Peter Weller looks like fucking shit, so they're gonna.
It's not Peter Weller in the third one.
No, if they bring him back, so they're gonna have to do some kind of fucking digital smoothing.
Well, dude, they might only have to show his mouth, like depending on what they do. If he doesn't ever take the helmet off.
That's true.
Yeah, dude, he's too old and frail to put on the fucking suit. Especially if they decided to film it like old Hollywood style and use it with like limited CGI in it. Mm-hmm. That's what I would want to see. I'd like to see a movie come out that has limited CGI these days and just do it like they used to do it.
Those are called indie films.
It's called YouTube and Netflix.
Well, doesn't fucking like Tarantino and Rodriguez, they still do those types of filming, don't they?
This is true, yeah. They do all practical effects for the most part.
I'm pretty sure Django and all that was pretty straightforward with everything like that and anything else I've seen from them boys recently. But then again, they haven't really done anything major in the last 10 years other than a film or two. So
you'd be really surprised how much stuff is actually CGI that you wouldn't even realize it. Like a lot of backgrounds, a lot of lighting. There's a lot of stuff in there that's done by the computer that it's not even practical anymore.
The entirety of Game of Thrones.
What about the penises?
Especially.
Oh, fake dinner.
Damn, I wanted to be a fucking
stunt
cock for Game of Thrones.
Like, can you imagine being the digital artist that have to fucking make a bigger dick? Like,
yeah, because you know they do it.
Put a fucking dick on this fucking white boy here that ain't fucking so goddamn small and stupid.
I went to CGI Tech so I could make some money, and I got into the television industry, and now I'm doing CGI dick.
I am the chief digital penis sculptor.
Game of Thrones dick sculptor.
Look, I'm just going to use a smudge tool and add an inch.
Make like actual like physical 3D renderings. So there's a guy that actually makes clay cocks and displays them and goes, which one looks best on the actor?
Yeah. Clay cocks, use scars.
Yeah, when you're the official de-aging fucking penis CGI guy.
Chief wrinkle remover.
All right, gentlemen, I think we should wrap up the show.
I agree.
Okay, wrap up that stunt cock.
So, once again, I want to thank Jed Vargo for coming on the show here. You can continue to listen to his wonderful voice on Blackout and Shout.
Yeah, back and forth.
Yeah, thanks for ruining your reputation by helping us out.
Yeah, do you guys actually black out while you're doing the show?
Not like you.
Okay.
Actually, I'm the one who usually starts blacking out near the end of the show.
You're like, oh, I said that before? Yeah.
So, with that said, like I said, next week we will be covering the SDCC reveals and whatever miscellaneous news come out, and obviously it will not be as long as tonight's show. So
don't play my life, motherfucker.
Yeah, don't tell me what to do. You're not my dad.
Yeah, you're not my dad.
Unless you want to be.
All that's left to say is good night, everybody, and we will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Stay small, people.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
We're out.
Since some people are too lazy to read, here are the shout-outs. Shout out to TF and WTF Ever, the greatest Transformers and what the fuck ever Facebook group ever. Elno Customs, an international consortium of Transformers customizers and creators. Third-party TF Crashers, Yul Blamo. Hail Hasbro Reviews with Matthew Deluxe Baldwin. Shattercast Uncut, Bobby Skullface Reviews, Legions for the Fountain of Material, the Realm of Collectors, Figure Bangin', the entire Cool Table Network, the Blackout and Shout podcast, and of course, girls who make bad decisions with their bodies, and the fathers and or uncles that made them that way. And we wouldn't be a show without alcohol, marijuana, and coffee, the lifeblood of this program. If you liked what you heard and want more, like and subscribe. Comment and let us know what you thought. If you're on Facebook and want to join the party and become a fellow dreg, we're at TF and WTF Ever. All hate mail can be sent to tkothepodcast@gmail.com. We'll be back next week with some more nonsense.
Bullfrog attack!
It sucks when a lot of the stuff is good, because then we can't shit on it. It wasn't until we hit that fucking Galvatron where it started to get fun because we're shitting on it.
Yeah,
we had a lot lot of really good reveals this year.
I was waiting for that to happen. I was waiting to say that thing was so fucking... Why would they even attempt to release that? I just don't understand. Because they hate money?
They do seem like they're a fucking self-destructive bunch, don't they?
Oh, yeah, that's fucking stupid,
I think that the one talent they had is the one that left and did Zeta and just started copying all his old designs. It took him...
Oh shit, we got pictures of that individual Magnus mode now.
Alright, we'll fire it back up! Get the show back on the road!
No.
Oh, we're gonna do 2 more. Let's do 2 more shows tonight.